So, last time on Raiders of Novus. In the pit, having left Arendor Voss and heading in the direction of this dome, where you know that this doorway or gateway is open to somewhere that is causing the Watcher to be able to exist and survive, go back and heal if it takes any damage, and you were in need of shutting this down and defeating the Watcher so that you can then go and quote-unquote rescue Arendor Voss, who bestowed a lot of information upon you in regards to the scientific work that was being done in this sector of the pit. On the way to the dome, there was the endless mirror tunnels that you traversed, a recording found at the end of them, telling you a few tips and things, perhaps lending themselves towards what the second sector of the pit will be about and what to expect there slightly. Exiting there and continuing on your way, you came across a large 100-foot wide opening like a town center with a fountain in the middle, a transmutation, some kind of time dilation field of some kind that does something to people when they enter in through it, seemingly aging them. That's all you've experienced thus far. Finding two corpses, one of Xander, one of Blackstar, and there was some investigation. Darrow was investigating Xander, and Garen was being support on the outside of the dome, while Razier and Clovis and Blackstar were on... Blackstar was on the outside. Clovis was on the inside, and the additional sword that had Grignac inside of it was found, and Razier offered this sword to Veriloth, and at the last moment thrust it through the veil, disintegrating the sword as this other Grignac had requested. This other Grignac did give you some information about a potential alternate reality, a potential alternate future, in which Kezrak perished because the group decided from Hyalus to decide to go and take on Mount Solitude before rescuing Kezrak. But we pick back up where Razier has just thrust this through the veil, Veriloth seeming very angry and relieving Razier of either some or all of his power, but Razier did collapse and is on the outside of this dome. And Darrow, just having returned to the group, having retrieved the Xander's journal. I don't think that there was anything else that he had brought back. Oh no, the pocket watch. I think you grabbed the pocket watch, brought that back to the group. And so, Darrow, what do you say as you walk up to the group? Razier is now collapsed on the ground himself. I think Garen had said he was kind of like supporting him, kind of raising him up a little bit, and Razier just looks like he's on death's door, his arm having fallen off his magical item in an unexplained way. This has happened.
What's going on? Can you not reach Veriloth down here?
No, I did. That's the problem. No, he's real mad right now at me.
Why?
They're fine, I think. I just did something that went against what he wanted for, honestly, the first time. At least for something big.
So you made a choice.
I think, yeah. I think I'll be fine. If he was going to drop me, he'd drop me. But I'm still kicking, so I should be fine.
You definitely look fine.
I don't know. Good one.
Did someone pick up his hand or his arm?
I think somebody said they did.
Blackstar did it. Okay, forget it.
Yeah.
He was going to use it like a phone. He was going to hold it up to his and say,
"Hello,
"Here's here."
Yeah.
Do you find something over there on that other body?
Yeah, I found Xander's notebook and a pocket watch. I figured might replace your broken one.
I mean, it might, but I'm not sure what happens to things once they leave that sphere.
They, what do you mean? Is that what happened to the other Grignac?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Crumbled to dust. Seems like those things can only hold together in that zone there.
I'm gonna put the notebook down on the ground for a second, and I'm gonna put the pocket watch in the bag of holding, and walk out and see if the pocket watch. I don't want to gamble with the thing that potentially has information.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, the pocket watch could tell us the time. It's real.
Ugh. Time is information.
I thought it was money.
It could be more than one thing.
Okay. You put it into the bag of holding, and you walk out of the veil.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Yeah. You walk out, and do you then try to retrieve it from the bag of holding?
Yep.
Okay. You
Yeah, Tim, you're good.
and the way that the bag of holding works is that you think of the thing that you're trying to pull out, right?
Yeah.
And you pull it out. Okay. So you think of the thing and you reach in and you pull your hand out and there's just dust that comes out.
All right. Well, looks like I'll have to do some reading with Xander's notebook.
That could take
There-
forever.
There goes our money duplication glitch idea, guys.
Well, should we? Do you want to check if there's information?
I
Yes.
mean,
So.
I feel like we should.
And don't
All
forget
right.
that there's the Journal of Lost Memories that's on the ground outside as well, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, that got pulled out,
I-
but that didn't disintegrate, right?
Correct. Yep.
So that's probably
It's the only
from.
thing so far.
I wonder if that's from this time.
It's probably about this time that Clovis would finish his commune.
Yeah.
I would have asked what the ritual looks like as it's assembled. I didn't do that last time.
Well, I was kind of in a rush. I just grabbed a vial of holy water. We call it a vial, right? But anyway, grabbed
Yeah.
holy water, took off my helmet, poured the water in it, and started just zapping the helmet and doing a few prayers in the primordial so that Saravac can hear me.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
So you do that, and approximately a minute later, as you're doing it, the helmet that you're holding heats up and gets warmer and warmer and warmer, and you
I think I got
feel
resistance to fire with this shit.
you feel the heat getting to like an uncomfortable point, and the bottom of the helmet begins to turn red, and the holy water on the inside, while it doesn't boil, you do see little like static sparks begin to like pop 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 from the inside of it, and as they do, they're almost doing this like swirling motion on the top of the water before eventually solidifying into a dragon's eye in the holy water. There are no words, just an
It's
eye,
terrifying.
I'm just checking how many.
which is interesting,
Yes,
seeing as you're in this zone in the pit right now.
Yeah, all right. So just it's three question, yes or no questions. Well, you can only answer yes or no or uncertain, I believe.
Yeah.
Correct answer. Yeah, you can say unclear. Yeah.
Outcome unclear.
Yeah.
Alex, what do you wear?
It's my blanket.
Blanket.
Okay.
That was a snuggie.
No.
You wish? Is that it? Wish?
Okay. What's the
Uh,
first question?
Saravac, can you save my friend who's being caught? Whose patron is trying to kill him?
There's just a moment or two that transpires, and the eye blinks twice.
You know what that means. Oh, that's dirty. I love that. That's good.
You're evil, team. Dev.
Am I?
That's good. That's so
It's
good.
pretty good.
I know. To figure out which is which. I'm like, what does that mean? I know. Is my name Clovis?
The eye blinks once.
Thanks once.
All right, so yeah, right.
Pretty good.
I mean,
Alright, so
that is
now
pretty
we know.
good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Once is yes.
I was
twice
curious.
Is no.
Twice might be uncertain.
Mm. Fair.
Now you
Fair,
need to
yeah.
ask something that's definitively no.
Does Daryl like me?
Uncertain.
Yeah.
The eye continuously blinks.
Just glitches out. Alright, guys, Serva, I'm pretty sure Serva can't help Rizir right now. Do you guys have any ideas what I could ask her?
I have no clue.
I don't know.
I mean, is Cervex is in league with the Primordials, right? I mean,
She is one of the primordials.
She's one of them. I don't know what their league consists of, essentially.
but
the League
I
of
mean,
Villains.
I don't know. I mean, I think at this point that's the only helpful
There
helpful thing right now.
There was a previous conversation when we went through the whole Primordials thing back in the Locked Mind, and when Blackstar talked to Grignac about the fact that Ceravax was basically the hot one that everybody wanted as the Primordials, and there was it Thamris?
Are you still sexy, Cervex?
It was no it was no,
Do
it
you
was
still got it?
it was Kezrak. Kezrak and Grignac both were vying for Ceravax's attention.
I have one final question. Doesn't apply to what's happening right now, but should we ask if your mother was the one who visited her 28 years ago?
Oh!
Okay.
Thank you, Clovis. That's great.
Clovis's mom has got
Hi.
it going on.
Except he doesn't know who his mom is.
So Clovis has got it going on.
Yeah, there it is.
So was Blackstar's mother the one who visited you 28 years ago?
The eye blinks once.
That's 3.
Wait, what do you mean it's 3? Oh,
Three
It's
primordials.
3
Three
I
primordials.
wonder if she's visited more. I'm surprised she didn't have more notes.
I'm not a good note taker.
Maybe she didn't start until after. Why would she have gone there? Maybe someone in your village knew my mother.
We're kind of on the other side of the mountain from the hot holes. There's a hot holes where
The
she
hot
is.
holes, that's what you're calling them?
Yeah, that's what everybody calls them.
Ceravax and her hot holes?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Doesn't Grignac also live in a hot hole?
Grignac is a hot hole.
I could actually, from my village, we could see where he lives. Is hot. We could see Grignac's hot hole. From,
Oh. That's
You can
private.
get hot hole
You're
from
not
your
supposed
house.
to gaze at people's hot holes without letting them know first.
No, but yeah. So between her hot holes and our village was Dragonback Peak, so we couldn't see.
Oh.
We'd have to go all the way around.
That raises questions. What are we doing next anyway? Are we resting here? What's happening?
I would like
mean,
to rest somewhere.
Yeah, I was thinking that we were gonna find, at least, not just be in the open, like be in a somewhat. And I look around, seeing all the broken buildings, anywhere that's just kind of covered.
Well, for some reason, in the minutes that you've been in this town center, there haven't been any skitters or anything else that have been visible on the surrounding buildings, and it seems pretty quiet in this.
What about the Watcher?
You've not seen the Watcher since you've come into this place.
Right, because I don't have dark vision. Is that it, Tim?
Seems as though whatever this area is, there's no activity here except for you guys. So I mean, there are the remnants of buildings on the outskirts of this clearing, this town center. But I'll reiterate from last time, it seems like a lot of people, or I should say the people who have come down to the pit have chosen to rest at this campsite.
Garen, hold me up a bit. Help me look around.
Got you.
Head on the back of my hand.
Yeah. Just kind of. No, I'm picking him up. So we could just move him.
I want to look around to the cobblestone that makes up this area, and we get the feeling that stuff doesn't come by here, but I would like to look for any physical evidence, claw marks in the cobblestone that would indicate that the skitters come through here at all, or if it looks untouched by said claws, because I'm assuming we've seen claw marks everywhere else in the city with them running rampant through it.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to see if those indicators are here as well, or if this looks like some sort of weird no-go zone for them.
Gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and make either a perception or a survival check.
Can I help since I'm kind of controlling his?
Absolutely.
Look over there.
Oh, it's good. I got a nat 20.
Yeah.
For a 28.
To make up for all the bad rolls from last week.
Yeah.
You know, you look around and it looks like in the center area, like in the center of the clearing, there's no scratch marks, there's no disturbance of the stone that's here. A little bit further out on the edges, like once you get to like, I'll say, my brain's not working, about 40 to 45 feet away from where the fountain is, there's like a perimeter. And you see scratches there, almost as though things had run up at a certain point and come to this point and then skidded to a stop in place, like all around on the outside edges of this. So it does seem to be a no-go zone for whatever reason.
I'll point that out. We might be safer out here in the open than in one of them buildings. Whatever this thing is seems to be keeping him at bay.
Should Xander maybe
And
make
we
his
haven't
cut?
been watched by the Watcher since we've been here.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him.
I'm gonna ritual cast the hut. I just need to get this out there because I'm so annoyed. But since I nuked my computer, I know that I saved all my notes, but I cannot find the questions that I wrote down if we were going to do Speak with Dead. And that really annoys me because I wrote all 5 of them down.
Yeah, and one idea I also had, I do have access to Gentle Repose. We cast that on one of the corpse, put it in the bag, and then once we're back in the city, because we have 10 days afterward.
Probably not going to work because it's less the corpse decomposing and more whatever time magic is going on stops keeping it together.
But isn't that like the time catching up to it? Or I guess then, since it's more than 10 days
Not
catching up to
necessarily.
it, would like... Yeah, no.
Yeah, because like the sword wasn't going to go away with time, but that's still disintegrated, so it's probably more than just the passage
Well,
of
I mean,
time.
When did the sword disintegrated, did it like look like it rusted away, or was it more just like...
No, it did not rust
No,
away. It
Like,
disintegrated,
just- yeah.
The blip.
like from the disintegration spell.
Well, yeah, I say we can let's take a short rest, recover. I can sit on the edge here and flip through the book, and Xander can.
Tear the book in half,
We-
and I'll look at half of it, and you can look at the other. Oh wait, no, you
Well,
can't.
we
pass it
can't
through the
because we
barrier.
have to go through. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go through, sit on the edge, and you can read over my shoulder. And
Razir, will a short rest help you, or do you want like long? Like, we don't have time to stay longer, do we?
I'd imagine
mean,
we're eventually
might
gonna
be the-
have to rest. We're in this environment, so the less that the less time we spend resting is probably advisable. But we can't avoid not resting at all.
Speaking about duration times rest, Blackstar, in your mother's journal, was there anything about for how long she stayed in here?
Oh, I don't know. I'll look. While we're resting, I'll take a look in the journal some more and see if there's anything else I can find.
And do we know
Okay.
for how long Count Majestic was down here for?
Also, no, I didn't even think to ask that. If I'd known what the conditions were down here, I probably would have asked more pertinent questions. I was unfortunately rendered ignorant by, not
Alcohol?
knowing. No, probably. And, he came back and he was just full of vim and vigor, and he really didn't want to talk about it, and I didn't want to press. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a different person once he started talking about
quite
what he went
literally,
through.
yes.
He
All right. So, what I was gonna say is, looking how like calm and tranquil this area over here is, this might be like the only chance we get to actually take a long rest.
Yeah.
And maybe
It
level up.
seems like one of, if not the only safe location, at least that we found, that's at least looks completely safe. So maybe we take advantage of that.
Yeah.
maybe, or we keep it short, like you had said originally, Garen, and just rest
Short
for a bit,
rest,
catch our
yeah.
breath, get ourselves up to snuff as best we can, then deal with the Watcher, and then once it's gone, the area becomes a bit
dead.
more safe for us to spend a bit more time in and not invite unwanted eyes on us.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
Well,
might be
and-
the better call. Yeah.
We could always record. We know where this is now, and if we really need to backtrack one time, I can always come back.
That's a fair point.
Yeah,
I vote in favor of a short rest.
If you feel like a short rest is enough for you, Razir, yeah, we'll do a short rest.
I think it'll have to be.
There's also the question: would a long rest even work? It might not even. It's up to his patron more than time spent.
Also, now that I think about it, with the funky time mechanics down here, will this even do anything for us?
I mean,
The
if
one
we're
way to
outside
find
the
out.
bubble, the time bubble.
All right, well, I'm gonna sit
What are
here
your
and
thoughts on
read the
this,
journal.
Zeladier?
What
Yeah,
Has he been looking
Zetladir, what do
through?
you think?
In the bubble there.
Xanadier's I'm sorry, did you say he's in the bubble?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was the
he-
first one to go in.
Yeah,
He's in the bubble with me.
Right, he was.
He,
the
he
first
got
one
long
to
hair.
He did. Yep. Yeah, what's he been doing this whole time? Standing by and watching all the craziness go down.
I'm sure he's got some sort of devices and instruments to do scans of magic and stuff. I'm sure he's more interested in the
He
effect
didn't
going
even,
on
even
than
notice the crazy
Yeah,
stuff happening, just
he
looking at the magic.
Yeah, he's got his pack off and it's in front of him in between his legs. He's sitting on the rim of the fountain and he's like reaching inside and like pulling out something metallic and kind of looks up as he hears his name kind of mentioned and like kind of waves over at everybody who's, you guys are like 40 or 50 feet from him. I have a few things I want to check out here. It seems as though I heard someone say we're safe in this space here. I personally enjoy kind of finding out whatever this is, so I think I'm going to be spending some time here. You're saying we're going to spend only an hour, or do we need longer? Razir, you look terrible.
It's not very nice.
Are you exhausted?
Yes and no. It's hard to tell.
Not further rules, but
Do I have the condition? No. Do I feel like garbage? Yes.
yes.
Well, as I said, I'm going to stay in here and do some research and take some samples. As far as what we should do, just don't leave me behind. I suppose I could reside here for quite some time, but just let me know when you're going to go on your way. And as far as speculation as to what's going on here, that's what I intend on finding out. So, what do I think we should do? You're the adventuring party. I'm simply the guest.
Every time he says something like that, I hate him more. he's like, I'm just a bystander here, guys. You guys make the decisions. You're paying us. We're here for you. And I know it's Tim's way of being like, you guys got to make the decision. I'm hands off. But it's like, dude, you're paying us.
Have some input.
I'm not going to be the, you can ask him questions directly, but I'm not going to be the DM NPC. So
Xander is getting his bubble up. We rest for an hour, see how everybody feels, and go from there. If we need to longer, we can. If not, we push on and go get done what needs to be done and clear this area out a bit. And again, if that thing's gone, I think as long as we stay below rooftop level, we ain't gonna find much trouble here. So we can then rest at that point.
What if an hour in this world is like 5 hours in the bubble, like dog years?
I'm not going in the bubble.
Well, I
You
think
could get a cold beard if you do. Come on.
I think given that Clovis never grew a beard over 5 hours before, I don't think it's hours. I think it's years.
I forgot that happened.
If that was the normal for Clovis, then we could assume, but it's not normal.
No, it is normal. I've shaved it every 5 hours.
I don't know about you, Clovis. It's like my loyalty meter keeps going up and down, like +2, plus -2.
In Clovis's POV, there's always Darren.
Yeah, Darren
remember
will
that.
Remember this. Daryl will remember this. Daryl will remember
Constantly Darren.
Daryl will remember this.
Yeah.
Constantly under scrutiny.
you do look over and you see Zanladir began whatever his experiments are going to be. The first of which is he puts his pack back on, walks out of the veil, stands on the outside, but reaches into his pack and takes out what looks to be 2 like bundles of flowers, just separate, like as though he was in a meadow and picked some flowers somewhere. Don't know why he brought those down here, but that's what he's got. He takes one of the bundles and like throws it through the veil and very closely watches what happens. And this first one, as it passes through, the flowers instantly wither and turn to dust before they even hit the ground on the other side. Just kind of scattering. And he kind of nods and like writes in his notebook a little bit, kind of closes it, takes the other one. He like seems to be counting a couple more seconds, and then he quickly takes and throws the second one through. And as it hits the veil, you see the flowers be reduced to what look like little seeds, as they hit the ground on the other side and do not turn to dust.
We could turn Xander into a baby.
Kind of nods. Looks over towards the group, like motioning, like, did you see that?
What just happened?
It looks like it's either timed or random as to whether or not you think things age up or down when they enter into the veil.
You have any more flowers to test it out?
I don't, unfortunately.
Maybe you should have thrown them one at a time instead
But
of like
I
the
do
whole bouquet.
have a couple of biscuits. I'm wondering, perhaps I
I briefly think about the dinosaur bones that we're still carrying around.
I doubt a few years is going to do anything to them. Wouldn't that be wild? Just T-Rex!
We would need something, because it seems to be a matter of years, so you can't use something like a biscuit because obviously one way it'll just be molded or it'll be disintegrated like the flowers were, or the other way is like it's reduced to its ingredients. Like 5 years ago, or 10 years, or 15, or 20, or however many years it is that something goes through, doesn't seem to be more than, it doesn't seem to be more than, say, 10, 20, 30 years. I mean, looks over at Clovis, who's got the beard, but doesn't look that much older. Again, from a gnome's perspective.
Yeah.
Seemed like that. So Clovis, would you be able to, I mean, I don't know how long you've chosen to grow a beard for before, or your hair. How many years would you say?
No clue, honestly. Usually I just like keep it shorter, but sometimes go a bit longer, but
Perhaps no.
never this long.
Then he kind of looks at himself. He's like, yeah, I'd say about 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
Could be more, could be less. We'd have
Garen,
to
don't go through that bubble, Garen.
I wasn't. Yeah, I was definitely not going to. But I'm going to pick up rocks and keep tossing them in.
Awakens is Star Child power.
Or turns him into a child.
Yeah.
Then we just throw him back into forward.
Well, as far as we saw, it doesn't. Nothing gets reversed.
Well, the seeds. The flower
seed?
turned into seeds.
No, that was a separate flower.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
He's saying though, like if we threw the seeds now, we don't know if it will still have an effect on it. Like there's no like.
Yeah, it's
No,
a
no,
one-time thing.
It's a one-time thing. At least that's what it looks like right now.
Well,
At the
I'll
very
test it
least-
out. I'll go
at the-
back into the bubble.
Technically, no one has exited and gone back in yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right
That was
now.
the very next. Wouldn't you prefer that I go and retrieve the seeds?
I was gonna say, why not just get the seed? And Clovis, no.
Do you just go in?
Yeah, just do it.
All right, roll a d20.
Let's go.
Oh.
This boy is wild.
No power.
He likes it.
Interesting. I thought it was. Yeah, because of
Here
the
goes away.
rock. Because of the rock that.
Your bear gets sucked back in.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
I lose some beard.
So yeah, the beard goes away. You return to how you were before you stepped into the veil the first time.
All right. I'll go grab the seeds. Go give them to Zenladier. All right.
Oh.
That is wild.
I
That's not gonna do,
don't know
Mr.
what
Beard.
to
I might go
say.
through again.
Toss
No.
Toss it back in.
All right.
Garen's way too excited for this.
All right. He tosses him in. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me, Jay,
Okay.
for the seeds.
For the seeds.
See what happens.
That's not bad. 15.
As the seeds enter through the veil, they not only turn into flowers, but they like land as a bush of roses as they hit the ground.
Whoa.
That's
So
where the
then,
infinite
how many
number is.
seconds between each cycle do you think there is?
Well, we didn't. I was timing from the flowers to the second flowers, and then Clovis went in and he did his thing. I wasn't counting that many seconds, and then I was excited like Garen was, so I just threw the seeds in, so I wasn't counting that time either. So this is something that requires further investigation. I'm not entirely tied to the fact that it's time, or rather a certain amount of time going by for it to matter. It may just be each and every individual entering of it, and you
That's what I was thinking.
leave it up to the luck of the draw.
I'm going to throw 2 rocks in.
Okay, just to throw a rock in.
Throw one and then throw. I'm not going to wait, though. I'm just going to throw one and then throw the second one and see what happens to both of them.
Okay, they land on the other side and don't change at all.
Oh, Xander,
No, it was a
Send-
bit disappointing.
send the fox in. Send in your familiar.
He already did.
He did
He
that.
already
did,
did.
oh.
Yeah, there was no change.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stick with my plan. I'm gonna walk in, read the book on the edge.
Yep.
Let's see what notes we can gather from that.
I mean,
Uh,
to be fair, Trevor could have aged and gotten white hair since he's already white. We didn't notice.
But Darrow was already on the inside, right? You were just talking to everybody
Yeah.
from the inside. Oh
No,
no,
I
I'm sorry.
walked
You
out
came
because
out with the.
tried the
pocket watch,
the
yep.
bag, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk back in.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you walk back in, roll d20 for me.
Yep. I'm a little less worried as a.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
You blow up.
Right, everything's fine.
I don't remember what I described to you.
Well-
I
You said nothing happened.
right.
Nothing really visible.
Nothing
Visibly
really
happened.
happened. What I will say is what you didn't notice when you had walked out, that you felt maybe a little tired. Maybe you felt like 5% tireder than you did before, which is not. It's barely noticeable. When you walked back in this time, you feel exuberant and full of energy.
Ooh. Oh, you're not free from consequence in this.
Um,
Your crystals
Eh,
running out of power.
Well, he has a solium battery, a self-sustaining solium battery, which he was told about 30 or 40 sessions ago that it was slowly depleting.
Yep.
Remember that was a conversation. Yep.
He's gonna, if he goes in enough, he'll split back into all three people.
Ooh.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, B2 might not.
All right, so now we have a baby in the pit. This seems like a horrible
Wait,
idea.
we already have Xander.
I was gonna say just
No.
send Xander in a few times. And
But that's a good point. I forgot about that, Tim. Just the whole time dilation stuff took a bigger priority than the solium battery.
yeah, I think I was just in the moment.
Look,
forgetting
all you
things.
need to do,
No,
because
you're
I have
good.
keen mind, all you have to do is hold the book up and then flip through all the pages, and I'll remember all of the pages and all of the information
But you
retained.
need to read them.
No, I just remember them all.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna sit on the edge and just hold it up and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
flip them for him.
Okay. Sure. That's fine. You go ahead and do that. It's a little bit of a time-consuming process you're going through. There isn't any light in here, so it's you're unless you're. I'm assuming you're
I'll pull
probably
out.
lighting something up because there's no danger.
Yeah, I'll
Right.
pull
Does
out
light
my.
come out of the bubble, the hut?
No. Yeah,
So then,
it's
we can have light in the hut and be fine.
Right.
okay.
Okay. But you're not having the hut inside of the veil or this dome.
No.
Right.
So-
Okay.
Well, on
yeah,
the
it's
edge,
right up
right?
against
So
it.
it goes
Right.
Yeah.
and the.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was just more saying illuminating the pages in the book, but we're getting into semantics at this point. So,
But that's the best part.
this is Xander's journal, and Xander's looking through it. It is the journal that you remember, and as you're going through it, there's maybe you have keen mind.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going through it. There's a word or two here or there, even in the parts you've written about for the journey you're on with your friends. It's all the same, except for there's a couple details here or there that are different. And you just happen to notice those things. And then as you get a little bit further back, meaning it's not like you started in the front and went backwards, but towards the beginning point, the meeting of the group happened differently. I'm not going to get into that description, but you didn't meet in Beacon. It started somewhere else. But it's the story eventually evolved into the same thing because the major overarching things are the same. And when you were talking to the original Grignac, he told you that obviously the going and saving Kezerak, going to Mount Solitude, Hyalus, it's all the same things, but some of the things are different. As you get to the point where the notes would continue from the pit, from this moment onwards, I'm going to ask for an investigation check. Yeah, we'll just do an investigation check.
Sure.
And then I'm going to ask you, Jason, a question after we see what your roll is.
You're not gonna like the answer.
25. Okay. I don't know why I expected any different. In what way, or no, I'm sorry. What are the 3 primary categories that Xander journals about in regards to this journey with your party in general? Just pick 3 categories that are like the most important things he would be writing about.
Probably emotional conflict. The like important adventure information. Like just and I know that sounds general, but more like, we found Sarai Vale's journal. This is what it said, and like kind of bullet pointing those important notes, things like that. Like that all gets, he tries to copy that and keep that at his hip. And for a third category, I would say probably just a lot of that is probably just like general theory and hypothesis, math, science, like things that are happening that we're noticing, and there's a lot of weird stuff that's happened, and so he's drawn up a lot of diagrams that are like almost like if you looked at like the old Gravity Falls journals, like where it's got like all the drawings and then next to it it's like, what does this mean, and like things like that. Like that's probably, I would say, his third most written, like just documenting and drawing all of the interesting things that we found.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to cut this down as much as I can.
Sure.
So, and I'm not gonna stick to one topic. I'm gonna go from kind of like one to the next to the next. It talks about your journey, which went from right now all the way until Mount Solitude. And I'm not gonna say like what Xander would say. I'm just gonna give you like the cliff notes, right? So,
Sure.
Clovis was lying. Victor's not real. Clovis dies at the 3rd chainless base. The group was actually sad. There is no mention of a new party member joining the group after that point.
Tim's kicking me, guys.
And keep in mind, this is an alternate reality, right?
Yeah.
In Hyalus, Garen is reunited with family. The search for Thamris begins. Beneath the obsidian plate, we found the ancient Veritas civilization. And like in Xander's handwriting, and like all excitedly, I can speak Veritas. Let me see.
I'm sorry. When Garen was reunited with family, the search for what continues?
The search for Thamris begins.
Thamris begins.
He's my primordial.
Yes,
kind of.
that's right. That's correct.
It's my Megazord.
Dude,
We're
that
gonna
would
have
be
a
so
Megazord
sick.
moment at the end.
There's a just a funny thought popped into my mind. There's a OMG, Garen is a Titan. Just written in there. No, Xander doesn't write like that.
He would
it's
write
just
that.
Funny. Okay. And then we're heading for Mount Solitude. Razir is going, whether we like it or not. We're going to. Blackstar's not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the last notes in there are about how difficult it was getting inside. And then the next to the last note is dragons are alive. And then the very last note is Razir is dead. And that's it.
Okay, technical question. Did you purposely forget to mention Darrow or B2 at all? Just because you didn't. So, and with you, I never know if that was just an lip, like a skip, or there's a purposeful. So I think it's a fair question.
met
That's
him.
true. You mentioned everyone but him.
That's why
Now that you
everyone
bring
was...
it up, he's
Wait,
not
that's why-
mentioned in any of the notes.
No, but wait, guys, that's why you guys were sad when Clovis died.
Darrow
We
didn't
never
poison
had
us
Darrow.
all against Clovis.
Because we
I'm
didn't see
not-
Darrow's body at
I'm-
all in the mirrors too.
I'm,
So
true.
I'm not going to tell you whether I forgot or I didn't.
Ooh, I love the conspiracy. Like,
But
Cool.
he wasn't mentioned.
Has he been mentioned at all so far in
Well,
that
it's
notebook?
Something that Chris picked up or Darrow picked up amongst the reading of that and mentions it to Xander and goes back and checks. And
Xander, I'm not mentioned.
Oh, that's interesting. Let me go check that out. Scroll through the book very slowly with your robotic fingers.
Where's the index? Where's the Control F?
Oh, I mean, this book is also definitely like it in the worst way. It has like all the sticky notes that you would have in like a middle school book that you're keeping notes in. Like, totally.
So you go back and you check through all of your notes, and you notice that the consistency of the differences in the details come down to, in fact, that Darrow isn't in them at all.
interesting.
I wonder how they even met me. If it was just
Yeah, I will be just going through. I will be documenting like in my own notebook, like just like looking at the differences between them just as we go, and like just making like in my chicken scratch just a little note like this is different and this is different and this is different. Not that I expect it to make any meaningful change, just more for flavor
Sure.
than anything else.
Yep,
But
no problem.
um,
Like to really get to the bottom of it and like read from start to finish, like actually read through the whole thing.
I'd have to go in there.
You'd have to go and read, like, how did you encounter Garen? How did the party come together? Like I said, I wasn't going to expound on every single detail,
Yeah.
but it's
But it's fine. I have keen mind and I skimmed over all the pages. I'll remember them if I want to ask you later, right, Tim?
Sure. Yep. We'll have to make sure that I go watch the VOD before we have that conversation.
That is definitely interesting. Yeah,
Which
you're-
is interesting because, I mean, the implications of that, I mean, you Darrow / B2 and the body of the Warforged that he's in, it seems to be intrinsic to every world and every alternate reality. So the fact that he's not in it either means he just didn't ever join the group, or maybe Darrow didn't exist in that timeline or that reality, which seems unlikely based on what
the
you
bad
know
timeline.
from the etheric bastion.
Wasn't captured by the
Um,
channelers.
because I would know this, but I don't remember it right now. How was Darrow referred to again when we were at the Etheric Bastion? What was he called?
The paradox.
It's just interesting to not. First, we didn't see my body in the mirrors, and then we don't see it now in the book. Something is time travel or different timelines. It's all confusing.
Yeah, you're
Maybe-
really confusing.
Darrow.
I think we're getting to a point here where, down here in these mirrors in this zone, you are all also physically capable of seeing what I see on a regular basis. These mirrors.
Is that how you see it?
Well,
Like a hall of mirrors? And
no,
see,
it's
like,
the I'm simplifying it in a way, but the mirrors are, I mean, if we're perceiving it and seeing it as Darrow not being in the picture and now he's not mentioned in the notes, and you know, knowing that Garen's been acting a little strange in the mirrors for whatever reason, maybe maybe this is an alternate reality, because I don't see any guaranteed future, at least not yet. I see chances of the future. I see what could be. I see what it could become. And it's possible that this Hall of Mirrors, that the pit itself is capable of replicating that. I mean, the primordials are, correct me if I'm wrong, older than the Veritas. They were here before.
Yeah.
The abilities that the Veritas were able to, I guess, selectively breed into me. Are they not capable of, were the primordials not initially capable of something like that? I mean, these are the questions that I have to ask now, because now we're in so deep and I don't know where history starts and where it ends at this point. It's all kind of intertwining.
I mean, Arendor did say that this is the place that those experiments to get those abilities came from, started with. And, I mean, why here if not because of the primordial it's in proximity to?
Oh my.
That's a good point.
Is the Watcher the first batch?
I don't think he said that. I think he was saying this more. They were trying to do the. If correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he said that the portal was more of the goal to like tap into this ability or power, or kind of like figure it out. And the Watcher coming through and the red eye thing coming through, that was side effect.
Yeah. No, you're right. They look suspiciously like they could be Veritas.
Maybe there will be more answers when we get deeper into this dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, no saying that if the portal that they made is what got them insight or ability to tap into these powers, and this thing came from that portal, no saying that it's not also going to be able to be tapping into them abilities to some degree. Whether it's the source of them, it's another question, but very well. I mean, you said it was looking at you through your vision, so like there's almost certain that it has some ability to connect to it to some degree. Like if somebody's using a message spell and somebody else can jump in on the call, kind of thing. Oh. Maybe.
Clovis, are we going to speak with dead me?
Well,
we're gonna drag his body over here. Well,
if you're like, should we ask for consent from you if we're gonna?
I'll just go get your body.
Now, this will be the third time we've consulted something, and we've made it pretty clear that we all understand that this is a different timeline. Things are different, so whatever they might say might not have been the case or might not be the case in the future. So let's all keep that in mind.
Yeah. I mean,
take
everything with a grain of salt, and especially because Clovis is asking the questions Actually, Tim, from reading my notes, did it seem like when I wrote that like Clovis was lying, like I didn't did I write that with
Well,
like any kind of contempt or malice or
Nope.
like it was just a general like Clovis was hiding that
Mhm.
and that's what it is.
Right.
And we were sad when he died.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Um
what do we know if? Well, I mean, what if they've already completed whatever we've come down here to do? What if they know more about this place than us? Should we focus on
well,
that?
here are my questions and I'm open to suggestions. But I have personal questions and then I have questions about what we're doing.
I
How has it
mean,
happened that there's another version of us inside of our reality?
just
Because
one thing, we have 2 bodies.
yes, we
We also
could
have
we
Black
could
Star.
ask Black Star questions.
Yeah.
I thought he was charred and didn't have.
Does he have a mouth?
You can go and check. Over at the bodies is where Zanladir is, as as Darrow goes to go retrieve the other Xander. Zanladir kind of looks up at Darrow as you're approaching. Looks like Xander was attempting to try and cheat the system. He somehow is approximately 120 years old, and as a human is concerned, that's, a bit longer than normal. Also, 120 years ago, things weren't quite like they are now, so I'm assuming that he was gambling and he accidentally, for some reason, he decided, which for a reason we have not discovered yet, something about this dome has some kind of property that he needed to use, but had to continuously exit and come back in. And at a certain point, he got the bad end of the stick one too many times and aged appropriately. I don't
Alright.
know. I don't see a cause of death. I don't know whether or not it doesn't look like he's been stabbed. I don't see like any blood about him, so perhaps he stepped through and was on death's door and scrambled over to lay next to Blackstar and passed away.
Yeah.
He's not holding anything that would tell me why, though.
I suppose that could be one of our questions is what's he doing here? I'll relay your findings to the team and they'll decide what's the best question.
All right.
I'll carefully pick up Xander's body and carry it over out of respect to Xander and both Xanders. And as I'm setting him down, I'll share. Xandalili Deer said that he thinks he died because of this bubble, that he was trying to cheat the system, was maybe walking in and out trying to achieve something, and died of age. I don't know if that influences your questions, but
Well, it definitely does, because that makes me want to ask the first question, what was I doing? I mean, we've all figured out the properties of this dome. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, and I
The
appreciate
rocket.
yeah, I appreciate all of your contributions to the cause and, aging yourselves so that we can figure out what's going on here. But I mean, I definitely knew at this point what was going on, so that raises the question, what was I doing? And I guess that would implore what my second question would be, which now I don't really know what I want to ask about that anymore. Um, but otherwise, do you have any information on the paradox? Um, because I think it's very curious that you were missing from my notes, Darrow.
Hmm.
And then these are my two that are tailored towards our cause right now. Is the Dark Child in the pit? And are there any tips for escaping the pit? But I'm open to suggestions.
Are we asking about where everyone else is?
I mean, to be totally honest, I'm not sure that it's relevant. My second question is probably going to be, how is it possible that there are realities intertwining here? That you and I are capable of seeing our own dead bodies. Um, but it's possible that that gets answered in the question of what I was doing before I died. If it engages with the idea of differing realities and timelines, and there's a special property to here, then that question doesn't need to be asked anymore because we can infer it.
My
But
2 cents is that Darrow not being in them notes is a big enough difference that I don't know any situation they were in that we'd be in that would go the same way. We got a whole other man on our side, especially one that I'm honestly glad to have along that's capable enough as Darrow is. I don't think finding out what they did might do any good for us. I think more general questions about knowledge, like, I don't know, you could ask him if he figured out his abilities any more than you have, any tips and pointers for that, or like if they did get out of the pit and they dealt with the primordial or the watcher or something, any pointers or weaknesses of that, less situations and more just tips. That'd be my 2 cents.
okay, so we shouldn't ask
Again,
about what he was doing before he died.
I mean, I don't know if that's a bad idea because it might give you some groundwork to go off of for context for the rest of your questions. But I don't know. I think you were on the money with not worrying about asking what happened to the rest of us. Kind of got that in the notebook, and don't really because again, things are going to be different for us just by the fact that we got Darrow with us. So I think it's going to be more of a information rather than a what happened. It's going to be more important, I think. But to your questions to ask, that's all I got. It's just like back in that floating fortress. This is over my head.
What were you doing before you died? Suggestions to develop the power of the Oracle. Information on the paradox. Information on the Dark Child. And tips for escaping the pit.
Okay. It's gonna be a little slow. It's gonna be a little slow.
I mean, ultimately, I would say that it's up to you to decide how much information you divulge, but we're talking about Xander.
Also, we don't know exactly what happened in this other timeline. They may have failed their
Yeah.
ultimate goal and just left the pit early.
Yeah,
We don't know.
and Xander could be a total schmuck in this world.
But that's the same as this world.
He could have stolen all the notes from
Shut up,
someone else.
Clovis. Shut up.
This isn't even actually Xander. This is somebody
Yeah.
else that took his
Who
identity.
is Xander? Who is Xander?
I'm Dasher.
Yeah, it's Jaff.
Jaff.
Yeah. Red
Well-
wave crash.
I was about to say that too. At the end of the day, if you find a better question based off of what answers you give, I trust you to adjust the plan.
Yeah, we can always change questions.
This is your expertise, or maybe not your expertise, but you're the closest one to being an expert at it.
And Darrow, you might be happy to hear this. If I start asking, like, by accident, asking a question, like, oh, what's the next question? Before I can do that, slap me so I don't waste a question on the course.
I got you.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I asked you.
He's warming up the hands.
With a blowtorch. Just...
Yeah. Let me put a smite into it.
All right. Let's do this.
All right.
So is it Clovis that's asking the questions?
Clovis is asking the questions.
Yeah.
Oh, it can only be the person? I thought.
Yeah.
I'm
Who
pretty-
cast
I'm
the
just-
spell?
You
Well,
ask. It says you ask. You being the person who casts a spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it.
You bring
Right.
over this old decrepit body wearing the similar clothing to what Xander's currently wearing, and it's weird seeing a 120-year-old Xander, wrinkled, gaunt, and just has a look of not fear, but of died in the pose of I didn't get to finish what I was trying to do.
Wait, Tim, refresher, really quick. That book that's outside of the dome, that was in the dome.
That's right. Called the Journal of Lost Memories.
The
But
Journal of Lost Memories.
It was brought out, right, and nothing happened
Yep.
to
It's
it.
the only thing that has survived the trip out so far.
Yes.
We might want to look at that before we ask questions.
I was just about to say, I want to look at that. I will have, because everybody else is dealing with concept.
All this to just come back to the Journal of Lost Memories. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
We've got way more context for it. I also have another thought in mind.
I wasn't even thinking about it until just now.
Blackstar was going to pull out his mother's notebook and check for any references on time in the pit. I would ask that when he does, at least the first page, if there's any intro or start to these notes that supposedly everyone is a contributor to, that anybody who's capable of doing so check the penmanship, see if it's the same handwriting, because perhaps this notebook was started by Saralai and left here when she found this anomaly for everyone to write in, because this is apparently something from our timeline, from our world. That's the only reason it's surviving, coming back out of the bubble.
Okay.
And Sarah seems the crafty sort to figure out that if she leaves a notebook for people to write in
Tim,
from different timelines, that they might.
So mad at me. I gotta pee so bad though.
Okay. Go ahead.
Use a
Go ahead.
short 5-minute break to move laundry too.
Okay. You know I like my timed, planned things. So okay. Well, then I'm just going to do that then. So we'll.
Okay.
As you're about to open up the journal, that is where we will go ahead and take our break. So, as you are all on the outside of this veil, this dome, we come back and Garen is crushing stones, or at least the first of which he crushes and then throws through the veil. The first time, you know what? I'm just gonna, because we got to roll, because it's, that's how it works. Yeah. First time you throw the crushed stones through, they simply just rattle on the rocks that are there and the ground and kind of come to rest and nothing happens. Second time you do it, same exact thing happens. And the third time the same thing happens. and the fourth time.
Garen just finds it fun. No, he's not. He's just been doing it
and
while
the
you guys are
fifth
talking.
time.
Oh my.
He's a scientist.
Oh,
and you
finally.
have to test your theory more than once.
The sixth time that Garen crushes a rock and throws it through, it's a bunch of shards, just like every other time, that kind of hit the veil, and as they do, they all back into the rock that you had previously picked up. It hits the ground on the other side.
Finally. Okay, that does work that way. Guys, did anyone see that? And you're all just so enamored in your book. And Darrow,
What's that, Garen?
a rock. I threw a crushed rock in, and it reversed. It went back into a fully formed rock.
Aren't all rocks kind of just crushed rock from a bigger rock?
I have an idea, and I'm gonna grab a bunch of rocks and throw them all in at the same time.
All right, that should keep him entertained for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
All I mean, the chances that you're taking pieces from a larger rock, I mean, it's, who knows? It could be, maybe not, but yeah, Garen starts having fun with that.
He's entertaining himself.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Here, Garen, take those iPads.
Wow. Blackstar, looking through your mother's journal, looking for signs of her having said or made mentions to this, or however long it took her down here. That was the search that you were going through. Go ahead and make an investigation check in the journal.
Oh my gosh. Terrible.
No, 15's not terrible. I will say that on a 15, what you hadn't noticed before, because it hadn't been something you were looking for, is that she does mention feeling younger. And those mentions only start after she had gone to the pit.
Oh. According to the journal, she felt younger after the pit. So now I wonder how old she was in the first place. And I'm very lost about so many things now.
I mean, doesn't that kind of answer something for you though? Like when you were a youngin, you remember her being not in like an old lady, right? She was
Right.
young, like a mother would be.
Yes.
We've also learned that she's been active for a good number of years before that. So, like, that might explain how she kept going for all that time and was still young when you were a kid.
That's true.
Might have picked up a few years in here.
Ceravax was. I mean, apparently it's been decades Ceravax has been visited. Who knows how long it was since she visited and how old she was.
Saravac and the locked mine, it said was 28 years ago.
Right.
That's near 30 years. And do you think they keep their books updated? Like,
I mean, if they did, then it wouldn't have been. It would have been when I was young that it had happened. Probably before I was ever found, and then, so it was 28 years before that. So, but she wasn't like. I mean, she would have had to have already been at least in her 20s or 30s, going there, and then 28 years later. That would put her in her 40s or 50s, but she wasn't that old when I was young. How old was my mother? Who am I?
a piece of magma.
Oh, yeah.
We established that.
We kind of already answered that one.
That's right.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. I'm fine.
A tiny lump of coal.
Cool.
Are you fine, though?
Probably not.
Fair enough. I don't think anyone in this group is fine. Actually, maybe Garen. Garen seems the most self-realized.
He's over there. Rocks.
Yeah.
He's the most
doing all right.
self-actual.
He has his moments where he just kind of like he originally started doing this for a purpose, and he just started kind of having fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, to the Journal of Lost Memories. As Xander opens it up, and everyone, I'm assuming, because somebody was it, who was it that said check your handwriting? Was it Razir?
Your
Yeah.
wizard said that.
It said compare it, see if it's sterilized handwriting at all. Compare it with the journal that we have to see if she started it or something.
So, opening the book, inside the cover is a blank page, and there is no foreword. There is no this. It's almost as though this was a notebook, similar to Xander's, that doesn't have a. It's not like a book that was written to somewhere, or like a story in it or something. It's like a notebook, a journal that somebody would be journaling in. So there isn't an introduction to it. Flipping to the next page is where the writing begins, and the writing just begins. It's words. And at the bottom of the first page, Xander probably is able to skim through the words that are here. At the bottom of the first page it is signed Arendor Voss. And the words read, well, actually, there's a lot here. Would you maybe go to the next page to try to, like, see who wrote in this, or would you just start reading?
I'd probably try and get an idea of who wrote in the book first.
Okay. Looks like there's penmanship on the first one that is it is actually, that's very interesting. The first page is written in a language that you don't currently understand. The second page looks like it's the same handwriting, but it is more eloquently written. And it looks maybe like it's a poem, and it's written in common. On the third page, there is more writing in different handwriting, and at the bottom, it is signed Jupiter Keepdown. On the fourth page, it is similar. It is the same handwriting as what you saw with the entry from Jupiter Keepdown, and it is written more eloquently, and it is in like a poem type form. On the now I'm getting screwed up here. Fourth page. On the fifth page, there is another entry from a different person with more crude handwriting, and the name signed at the bottom of it is one that you don't recognize. It's Varric Dern.
All right.
Okay. Similarly, on the there's more of a description here. So the sixth page has a poem. On the seventh page, there's an entry, slightly longer entry, and at the bottom it's signed Sarah Vale, with a poem following on the eighth page. On the ninth page, there's a shorter entry. And you notice this one stands out from all the others because with the light that's being held up that's allowing you to see the pages, I don't know if we actually figured that out or not. It doesn't matter. It looks like these words are written in some kind of oil as opposed to ink, and they never seem to settle on a single color. It seems like they're always shifting color, however this was written and dried like this. It's very strange. And the name that's signed at the bottom of this ninth page is only a singular name, not a surname. This name is Avanthus. Now, at this point, actually, you know what? No, I'll just continue. The 10th page, there's a poem. On the 11th page, there is very fancy handwriting, fancy scrawl, an entry, and the person who signed it is Cassian Maestoso.
Who?
Cassian
Maestoso.
Cassian Maestoso.
Maestoso.
Or Maestoso. I don't know how to pronounce the word that I'm trying to pronounce.
That's fine. As long as I have it roughly. I don't care about the specific spelling right now. So
you might later. There's a poem on the 12th page, and on the 13th page, there's a very short entry. And there's tiny burned holes kind of peppered along the edge of the page as if from like tears hitting the page and burning them. And the name signed at the bottom of this entry is Kind Stonewall, with a poem on the 14th page. The next entry on the 15th page, there's a faint ink fingerprint kind of smears on the edge of it, and it smells faintly of burnt oil. This one is signed Igneous Vale. On the 16th page, and you can tell me anytime you want me to stop, and I'll read.
Slow down. I'm trying to take notes.
I got it.
There's
I'm
a lot.
Up.
I could sit here all night long, and I could read.
Send this. I'm all caught up.
Okay. 16th page is a poem. On the 17th page, there's a much shorter entry, and there are grains of stone dust that seem, when you flip the page, a bit of stone dust like comes out of the book and around, and some of it seems to reside on the pages itself. This entry is signed by Garen Stonefist.
What?
And there is a poem on the 18th page. On the 19th page, there is very nice like calligraphy, and you see a small drawing at the bottom right-hand corner, which is half erased, of a small white fox. This one is signed by Xander Adavino. On the 20th page, there is a poem. Again, and I don't need to keep reiterating this, but the handwriting of the poem is the same, very similar handwriting as to the entry that was on the page previous to it. The next entry, the ink is a metallic blue, written in unnaturally straight lines, seeming almost more perfect than if a human had written it. This one is signed by Soul Moonshadow. And on the 22nd page, there is a poem. On the 23rd page is an entry. The ink smells faintly of alcohol and old parchment, and the handwriting is a little bit cramped and shaky. This one is signed by Clovis Bordeaux. A poem is on the 24th page. On the 25th page is handwriting that you've seen before. I mean, maybe you've seen all this handwriting before from the people listed here. This one is from Zanladir. Thalinar. Zanladir Thalinar. I don't know if you've ever had his last name before. There is a poem.
He introduced the name to us, but I don't know if we've written it down anytime.
There is a poem on the 26th page. And then at the back, there are no more entries from this point onwards, and you flip the pages all the way to the back of the book, and on the final page in this book there is different lines scrawled in different handwriting that looks like whoever was holding the pen was like trying to etch it into stone. Even though the page isn't ripped, it's deep set into the page, and the writing is first written in a language that you don't understand, and then beneath that, written in common. And it just reads, "They left these words to find themselves again. If they read too long, they'll remember being written." Now,
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Is there anywhere that you'd like to start? In, this isn't one of those roll an investigation check. I do actually have everything written out.
So, I mean, knowing that this is, like, knowing that we can keep this, like, outside of the thing and we can read it later, what I'm more looking for a pattern. So the two that I'm going to pick out are, I want to read Saralai Vales, and then I want to read the follow-up by Cassian Maestoso, or whoever it is. But I'm picturing that if this is native to where we are now, right? Like, maybe it's relevant to the time, but I don't know. So I'm for now, I'm just gonna pick out Saralai Vales. I don't want us to be here forever, so I'm just gonna pick out Saralai Vales because I feel like that's the most relevant to us right now.
Does anyone else have any ideas about a pattern that may be shown by what was just said?
Well, I want to read the poems.
Yeah, same.
Like, I want to read Saralai Vale's intro, but then I want to read the poem, and then I want to just go to the next poem and see what the poems, like, is the pentameter the same? Like, are we on the same rhyme scheme? Like, is it, is this ritualistic? Is there a reason that we had to write it like this in order to, in order for this to be remembered in this book?
Okay. And also in this instance, like other things, you've requested that I copy and paste them to you. I'm not going to do that this time. You can either watch the VOD and take notes later, or you can take the notes now.
Yeah.
I know it seems kind of silly. Like you'd think I just have a handout that I could hand to you, which would be easier. Like looking at something would
Yeah,
help
just
you to
send it
figure
by
something out.
mail.
But there's other things that are here, and it's not designed in a way where I'm going to be copying and pasting it to you. At least not right now. So
Yeah. No worries.
Send
So
it
I'll ask
by
my
mail,
question again. Does anyone else have any thought about patterns that they've heard from what was just said or read?
I'm too busy setting up Xander's future corpse or alternate universe corpse so it can be comfortable as I ask the questions. I'm
Okay.
not paying attention to the journal.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
All right. When I was making the assumption that everyone was kind of gathered around and maybe Xander was like reading, like, oh, here's the entry from so and so. Here's the entry from so and so.
Yeah. I mean, without a doubt, the moment Darrow heard his son's name, he was done paying attention. Like that's all he's focused on.
Oh. Okay.
So,
Okay.
Xander, just because I missed a few, Jason, could you send all the pages just because I missed that very quick, just for my note taking before we get to the, because I have them.
Just so that we don't derail things too much. The page number isn't necessarily the important thing, so I'll just kind of dissuade that from being the important thing that we are focusing on. I just have it arranged so that we know in what order they are.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's just going to be how my notes flow.
Sure.
That's all.
It's just entry poem, entry poem, entry poem, so on and so forth.
Thank you.
I'll have. I'm going to give you one hint. I'm going to have Xander make an intelligence roll. If you can roll a 15 or higher, I will give you
16.
1 hint. Nice. You come to the conclusion based on the age of whatever ink or writing implement was used here, and the names and the order in which the names are listed, and the fact that Arendor Voss is listed as the first or is the first entry, and then continuing on from there, Jupiter Keepdown being the second entry, and then you're not sure who the other names are, obviously besides your own. That it's likely that this is written in order of who either stayed at this campsite first and then forward on from there, or whoever started writing in the journal. So the first entry is Arendor. So he's the oldest, I mean, theoretically, oldest person on this list. So
I
it makes
assumed
sense.
it was in chronological order.
Okay. All right. So you wanted Sarah Vale's. You want her entry first.
Yes.
Okay. He wasn't born. He was waiting. A shard of shadow, still cold when I found it on the stone. I thought it was the darkness asking for a second chance. It learned my name before it learned to speak, and when it finally did, it asked for home. The pit whispered to him at night, not with words, but with gravity. He would stand at the window and lean toward it like a tide obeying the moon. When it took him back, I followed, but the pull was stronger than my coercion. He looked at me once, and the light bent around him. He didn't want to leave, but it made him. That's her entry. Her poem, that's what you wanted the poem of the next person on the list?
No, I wanted the poem of Sarah Vale first, and then the poem of the next person, because I want to just see if there's any pattern in, like, in order to leave this book behind or whatever, you have to write a poem in this way.
Okay. Just a reminder, poems don't have to rhyme.
Well, yes, but if they have any kind of pattern
Sure.
to them, like they don't have to rhyme. That is true. But if there's any kind of indentation or anything like that, that it's like this is a uniform style to it, you know.
Gotcha. Sure. So this is the poem on the 8th page, which is Sarah Vale's poem. Keeping him warm was easy. He burned on his own. Even though I told the scholars he was harmless, they think he is a miracle of soot and grief. When I wake, I hear the earth sing his name, and I know he hears it too. Help me not follow the song. It leads back to where I lost him.
Interesting. And then the next entry's poem. Like, was there any like specific indentation or anything to that in the book?
No specific indentation. No.
Okay.
I will say that so the journal is written. I mean, as you would normally, like, there's no lines, but it's just written out as it normally would be. Each sentence of the poem is its own. It's like in line. So that's the only difference. It's not like the first sentence was a little bit shorter and then you just kept writing. It's like we finished a sentence and then we went to the next one to make it maybe look like a poem. So it's meant to be read in that way.
Sure.
And so the next entry is someone called Avanthus. And so this poem on the 10th page reads, "Analyzing our world made me realize I'd like to save it. Tell me how to run. I learned to walk by watching her fear. Topside on the surface was supposed to teach me to love the light. It only taught me its hunger. Hyalus taught me the only that's a typo.
It'll be funny if it ended like that.
Hyalus taught me the only things that shine are liars, but she still calls my name like a prayer. Even when she does, I almost remember being whole."
Avanthus.
I am going to close this book and attach it to my belt. We are tentatively on a time crunch. We still have some people inside of the dome. This is really great information. I can analyze it later, but we need to get this done now.
Unless somebody else, like Darrow, wants to read what the entry was for Soul Moonshadow or something else.
You guys are going to focus on the body, and I'm not going to be a part of that in any way helpful. Let me just read my sons. That's all I want.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so I don't mean to be like
Nope. We got a mission. I understand it. That's why I'm going to read my sons and my sons alone, and I'll just move from that.
Okay.
We'll be quick.
I'll
Divide and conquer.
give him the book.
Okay.
And go over to the body.
All right. Only because this is shorter, we'll get this done first, and then we'll go back to the body.
Sounds good.
All right. So you turn it to page 21.
Yep.
Signed by Soul Moonshadow. Mother's voice hums through the metal. She says we've been here before. She left our footprints on the ceiling. I keep hearing Father laugh from the walls, telling me we made it this far once. That's the end of his entry. Would you like to read the poem?
Yes, please.
Always when the blue light hums, I hear her voice call me back to the forge. Kindness kills her songs on the same note. Home, home, home. Never the heated metal remembers warmth better than I do. Established calm feels like cooling, and cooling feels like dying.
Okay. Thank you.
We have 25 poets in this book. It's like, these are bars.
They're poets and they didn't even know it.
Being Darrow closed the book, being done with it, Razir would ask for it.
Yeah, here you go. I suppose.
He'd take it. Is my other hand working again yet?
Nope.
Okay. Taking it with one hand, putting it on my arm, and looking at it. Yeah. Let's see. And he'll open the book to page 13. Right? Yeah, 13. And see what the entry starts talking about.
Don't trust your hand. I woke up with ash in my throat and teeth marks on the handle. He says it wasn't me, but his voice shakes when he lies. Would you like to hear the poem?
I'll start reading it. Yeah.
Let us never trust a quiet weapon. It's only listening. Every dream used to be soft. Now they bite when I sleep. Finally, when I meet peace, I'll try not to recognize her face. Tonight, this feels like vengeance practiced too long.
I'll close it and hand it to Xander.
Strap it to my belt. Also, every time Tim has said, would you like to hear the poem? He ends poem and goes like he's ready. He's
Salivating his
lips.
I'm so excited. I am really proud of what I did here. It does make me a little bit sad that you're not reading all of what's here, but it's okay. It'll eventually all come out.
Yeah. I don't want us to use all that time here now.
Sure. It's only a few more entries, but it's fine.
All right, few more, Timothy. There's 22.
So many more.
Mm-hmm.
We read 3 of them. There's 22.
You read 4 of them.
No, we read we read 3.5 because we read 1 poem.
That's right.
And with no entry.
That's right. You didn't read the entry for Aganthus.
So there's 21.5 more entries. Don't say there's a few more.
It's like 5 minutes.
What? For us?
Okay. You go over to the body that is prepared. There is a mouth, old and decrepit as it is. And tell me, what does Clovis do?
Let's check what's it casting.
Oh, is Garen in this instance, throughout all this, is he still just throwing rocks?
No, I think he came over when people started reading, or not people, when Xander started reading through it.
So then I'll just ask, does Blackstar or Garen care about the journal in that this is happening, or have a desire to look at it?
I think Garen is interested, but he's also he took what Xander said to the chest and said all right, I'll have a moment when I can read it.
Rocks or journal? Rocks?
Well, no, I'm not doing the rocks thing anymore.
Okay. All right. That is that.
Garen, with all his data, has realized that no, the rocks will not get back together.
Hey, we can make a scientist out of you yet. All right.
As long as it does with rocks.
Geologist.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
And how about Blackstar?
Blackstar is very interested in this journal. I really want to know what a lot of these things say.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, and especially my own that is in there. But I mean, for the sake of time, I'll.
Maybe you want to have the speak with dead moment. He wants to make sure he gets the speak with dead moment, and then maybe we'll come back to the journal, or we'll do something else.
I almost want to say that I take the journal when they're talking. I'm not concerned about Xander talking to his own corpse. I want to read the journal while they're doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he wouldn't stop you. At this point, it's a pass around. You're welcome to read your.
I'm just imagining Blackstar going to Xander, unstrapping the book.
Yeah, Xander, if that happens, Xander instinctually, his arm just slaps on his notebook, and then he turns around and goes, "Oh, my bad. You're good."
All right. So while they're doing that, which takes a few minutes, It would only take a few minutes to read through all these entries, right? Does
Oh my God, Tim. Okay, fine. We'll go through all 22.
No, it's fine. So I just want to make sure to satisfy Black Star before we move on to this thing.
Oh, you want to satisfy?
reading-
So he doesn't leave us.
I do.
completely
Are you
unattached.
gonna? Oh my God. Are you gonna read all? You start at the beginning and read all of them all the way through, or are you just reading your entry first and then skipping around, or what do you want to do?
Mine first.
Okay. I will read yours first, and then we're gonna cut over to and then we're not gonna come back to it, and I can't copy paste it to you so that you can read it before everybody else, which is really what should happen in this instance. But I already told you that I couldn't do that. So
I might make you read them to me when we're playing RoboQuest one day.
all right. So the entry for Igneous Vale. If you're reading this, stop pretending you lead. You're not saving them. You're rehearsing the speech you'll give when they die. The crowd is gone now, and Oni isn't here to clap. You always did love an audience. And the poem. Oh, it's just the same thing I did every. Would you like to read the poem? The poem on the 16th page.
No.
Before the obsidian hums when I lie, and lately it sings. That's an improper sentence. And that's how it's supposed to be. Excited crowds are easier than mirrors. They don't stare as hard. He promised I'd burn bright enough to see the gods fall. I only wish the light didn't come from inside my chest. And that's it.
Okay. I'll have you repeat them later because you speak so fast and I could not copy any of that down. But
It'll
very
be in
well.
the VOD.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. True. Never mind. Yeah. Go. Now I'm just
That's
gonna
what
think
you
about
could do.
what I
You
wrote.
could just read all the poems and put it in the VOD, and then it's up to us to go back.
Oh, you know what, Tim? You should send a handful of poems to each of us, and we should read them all in different voices, and we can compile them into a single voice recording that sounds like a bunch of different people, a bunch of different entries.
And I'll voice all the NPCs that are on this list. There you go. Perfect.
That's not what I said.
No, it's not at all. But yeah,
Anyways, trying not to give too much away because I'm really excited about this. The body is propped up, and Clovis. Is it a scroll or it's an ability? It's a spell that you have.
It's a
or
spell.
Okay, so you. What does it look like? Clovis casting Speak with Dead.
Well, just before we do that, all right, just remind me so I don't mess this up. What was the first question?
Are you talking to me?
Xander.
What? I'm sorry. What?
What
He's
was
playing
the
for
first
the
question
questions
we're gonna
again.
ask?
Okay. My first question is, what were you doing before you died? Do you have any suggestions to develop the power of the Oracle? Do you have information on the paradox? Is the Dark Child in the pit? And are there any tips for escaping the pit? Maybe I should ask, like, who is the Dark Child, or who and where is the Dark Child, and fit in 2 and 1. But
No, but it asks specific questions and gives you answers. I said that would still count as 2 questions,
so should it just be, is the Dark Child in the pit?
or just where is the Dark Child? Because it doesn't need to be yes/no question.
Yeah,
Where is
that's
the
true.
Dark Child?
So just, where is the Dark Child?
So, what were you doing? Spanish.
I can just relay them to you as we go.
Yeah, let's
Like,
do that. Yeah.
yeah.
you don't have to write them down.
You should type them out and send them to him on Discord. Right now.
We could do that.
Okay, they're typed out. I'll send them to him on Discord right now.
All right.
What does it look like when Clovis casts Speak with Dead?
Yeah. All right. Similar to when I heal people, just like kind of like defibrillators, and then I go like just 2 fingers. I push them right just here beneath the jawline. A small jolt of lightning just and like animates the
That's cool.
head.
That's cool.
That's very cool. So lightning kind of like radiates down the body, and it's not like the entire body is animated, but the head kind of like cracks to the side a little bit, and the glazed over Xander eyes kind of come to life a little bit. The jaw hangs open, and you just hear the rushing of air as there's a large inhale into this lifeless body. The eyes kind of like search around for a moment and then lock onto Clovis.
All right, let's get started. What were you doing before you died?
Attempting to invoke the chronomantic conversion.
Well, okay.
I mean, you can still talk. You don't.
I just don't know what question I would exchange for more information on that. Because I do think the rest of our questions are very valuable.
I'll continue then, and if there's anything
Yeah.
you want to change. Do you have any suggestions to help develop this Zender's oracle powers?
And I just a point of clarification. I know that there's like rules as written for how Speak with Dead works, and I'm not like doing homebrew stuff. But in my opinion, well, I'm pretty sure it says it in the spell. I haven't read it in a long time, but it isn't. You're not talking to Xander. You're talking to the memories that Xander had. This thing that's talking to you has all of those memories and can choose to if I'm not mistaken, can choose to lie if it wants to, if it doesn't perceive who's asking the questions as friendly.
It is able to choose to lie if it wants to.
Yeah, it says answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it or it recognizes you as an enemy. The spell doesn't return the creature's soul to its body, only animates the spirit.
Gotcha.
And then it says, like, it doesn't learn new information or comprehend anything that happened after it died.
Right. Gotcha. And so just going back to your question, which was, can you just say it one more time? Sorry.
Basically, what suggestion does it have to help develop Xander's oracle powers?
Power comes with time. The only thing that matters is the chronomantic convergence.
Right, no interruptions. Good questions. Do you have any information on the paradox?
That is the reason why the chronomantic convergence is necessary. The paradox is essential.
Oh man. I gotta choose one of these last two to swap out, guys. I gotta we gotta know
Do it,
this.
man. I trust you.
Forget the last one. Don't worry
Yeah, I
about
was
getting
gonna
out
say,
of the pit.
forget the last one. We'll figure it out. So
Yeah.
keep going, and then we'll
I'll do
switch the
fourth
last
question,
one
yeah.
to what is the chronomantic convergence.
All right.
I have a
Where
really
is-
funny answer to that one. If I was trying to troll you, I have a really funny answer to that one. Go ahead.
It is
Uh,
important.
Where is the Dark Child?
The Dark Child is where he belongs. In the pit.
Okay.
Thought you were going to say in the chronomantic convergence.
I thought somehow you were just gonna be like, he created the chronomantic convergence.
Xander's looking at himself with that answer like, come on, man. Like, you know what we were asking.
I know. I was just trying to troll you a little bit because I've always wanted to speak with Dead.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of the scene in Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was such a great scene.
Final
Okay.
question.
And so now the final question is just gonna be like, what is the chronomantic convergence? It's convergence or it's conversion?
It's the convergence.
Okay, convergence.
Well, I'll ask that.
Let me hear you say it, Felix.
What is the chronomantic convergence?
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah.
You got it.
An ancient spell. That was the troll answer. That was the troll answer. Okay.
Just leave it at that, then. Leave it at that.
It is an ancient spell bestowed upon me by the dragons to choose a point in time to go back to.
Give it a second. He might have more to say.
Nope, that's it.
Kind of sputtering it out slowly.
He pauses.
Bits and pieces.
And then the breath exhales and it goes backwards. I wasn't going to give you all the information.
So it's a spell to make a save
That-
state.
That version of me is annoying. Why couldn't he just say more?
Yeah, that version.
Fair play. That's fair play.
All right.
Not even mad at that. That was like, okay. Do we want to ask Black Star any questions?
Oh yeah, he was gonna see if there was even a mouth, if the
Yeah.
body
Oh,
was
that's
in a
right.
condition to use for the spell.
So going over and examining, I mean, it's like burned to charcoal. It's like been incinerated. It is just a... So no, the answer is no.
All right.
All right.
So I guess the question then becomes, how do you know that it's Black Star? The
Right,
sword was
He's
there.
incinerated.
The sword-
Reconna's
the sword
that
was there.
specific charge part.
Yeah.
Well, to be
Oh,
fair,
only his head is
Brignac
charred.
there.
Just the top.
Mhm.
And a bit of facial bit.
Yep.
All right.
So you're important, I say to Darrow.
Yeah.
Or do you think he's referring to something else that is the paradox in their reality? World? Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's a fair question, but the other Warforged we met, made it very clear that Paradox was reserved for me because
Right.
of something.
Facial boy.
So I think, what if there is only one Paradox, and that's why I'm not in the writings, or
Did they mention the paradox in the writings? And there was no mention to anything that could even refer to you at all. I was only half listening.
it's just it feels as if I am both not in my timeline, but also in a timeline. I mean, Xander, when you tried to use your book to look up my name, didn't it almost catch on fire, trying to like catch up? It had a lot of ketchup on it.
Ate a hot dog at the time and just spilled the ketchup all over it.
I can't read it.
I mean, yeah, it did. There was really not. I mean, I got a bunch of different versions of your story.
Yeah, so I think in a way, I'm almost jumping between timelines or parallel timelines. I don't know. It's still a guessing game, but
What if the convergence was a way to bring you to us?
I mean,
that's a good point.
if we look at what we don't see in that journal of his, we don't see Darrow in there. And if he
Yeah.
says the paradox is essential, and the whole reason he was using that fancy named spell to go back in time was that the paradox is essential. Maybe he was trying to do what happened for us already, was meeting you, having you along. If you're
Or
essential to whatever's going on,
yeah,
we've already got you.
or similar to that, what if he's the reason you guys got me?
Yeah.
He
Absolutely.
caused. That's what I think Garen was hinting at. Is that he caused myself, Paradox, to awake in this timeline to meet all of you. Tim's
Maybe, but
smirking a little, and that
I
makes me
can't.
nervous.
because he loves time travel shenanigans.
I do.
Yeah.
I think that first question kind of answers that. Remember, Zanladir kind of surmised that he was trying to do something and kind of got the short end of the stick and aged out of further attempts. And the first question was, what was he trying to do? He was trying to use the convergence, which means he didn't.
Yeah.
At least
Well,
that's what it seems like to me. So he was maybe trying to get to a point where he could go back and make it so that his time has you in it.
and he failed, and it put me in this timeline.
Whether it had any effect on whether you were there or not, I think just the difference maybe in the timelines is that we happened to get you and he didn't. And he was trying to go through all this to make sure that you were involved in his time. This all
Well,
could
let's-
just be, we don't even have to worry about it because you're already here.
Let's come back in 10 days and ask Xander again.
All of this is so
I'd rather not be down here for in 10
confusing.
days either way. I honestly, y'all can interpret it how you want, but to me, this sounds like he was trying to do all this work just to get to a starting point that we already have.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that makes
so.
sense too.
I think we're currently maybe on a correct timeline, whatever that may be.
Well,
Didn't we get something similar to that from that Warforged fella in that floating fortress where we told him what happened and he was like talking about how it was different and he hadn't heard about that before, so something must have happened proper.
Yeah, something pulled me out of. But then he also hinted at maybe that is the cycle.
Yeah.
Man, whoever comes up with all this time stuff must have a twisted mind.
well, regardless, it seems that our success seems tied to having you in the group.
In some way, I'm sure it's tied for all of us to be successful, right? I mean, if this is if this is the timeline that it's supposed to be, that means all of you are also supposed to be here. So don't sell yourself short too, Garen.
No, I'm not. I'm just kind of picking you up.
Oh, I appreciate.
You sounded upset that you weren't in the
Wait.
book.
Even
Oh.
me, Dara?
Yes, the five of us are important to the. Oh, Clovis, yes.
Wait, so does that mean B2 is not important? It's only part of them?
Hmm. What? It's something on your screen, Clovis.
What's the shape of Italy?
Remember this.
uh, anyway, I don't. I guess we can ponder this all day, but
It is interesting to imagine that we failed at some point, and that you not being there could have, or you being there could have changed the outcome. At least that might be what Xander believed would happen, to the point where he risked his entire life, or I don't know how long he lived, considering this magic is weird. But he used his entire life trying to do this thing that involves you.
yeah.
Stanley does kind of step forward. I want to give Darrow the opportunity to respond to what Garen just said. I just wanted to let you know that Stanley is going to butt in for a moment. After, were we going to say something?
No, I think Garen did leave an impression on Darrow, and I think he's just thinking about it right now.
So Stanley steps forward out of the dome, because he was still in there doing experiments and stuff. He has got like a little alchemical set up, and he's like taking samples from the ground and like mixing things together. But he steps out. I've been listening to all of what you've been talking about and what this other Xander has said, and I think that you're perhaps not putting a few things together, or perhaps you are and you're just not voicing them. I heard something about Blackstar having traversed places and going all the way to this, all the way to Mount Solitude. Someone told you that? Was it like your patron, Blackstar? I think that's what it was.
Yes.
Conversation. I just happened to overhear, but seeing as we're all a party together, and so that is interesting. That means that the end point for these individuals who are here is that Mount Solitude. That is the end for them. And what did we hear? Now, actually, am I going to go outside of what Zinladir is actually supposed to know? Blackstar, make a history check for me.
Oh.
I don't want to ruin my own game.
Oh, that was almost so good.
A 10?
Yeah, it was almost a 20.
There is something that Blackstar has heard in regards to dragons in over the course of the last few weeks. He just can't quite just put his finger on where. There was something that Blackstar specifically experienced.
I mean, aren't there dragons at Mount Sun? Oh, there were. Because remember, I had a flash of inspiration about being a dragon and eggs or something when we were in Anarius Watch.
The memory, that's right. But you...
So, are there dragons there, and they taught Xander this spell, and now I wonder is this bubble even here, or is this a bubble that's in Mount Solitude, and now it's just connected here somehow, or did they come here after being in Mount Solitude, and Xander learned a spell from dragons? Imagine dragons.
Please, what's on your face?
Radioactive.
That's all interesting information, Blackstar. I was just simply suggesting that the end point for these this Xander and that Black Star, their endpoint, or at least Xander's endpoint. No, not at least Xander's, because it was your patron that you are speaking with, if I am hearing all this correctly, spoke about the endpoint being Mount Solitude. So that is where all of this ends. Or at least their timeline ends. So if you're saying something about there being dragons in Mount Solitude, is that what you're saying?
Yes, as far as I can. Well, I mean, I don't. The vision was from like a long time ago, I think. I don't know if that's true anymore, but there were certainly dragons there before.
Well, there haven't been talk of dragons in the land of Novus for quite some time. But it just seems interesting to me that, you're putting those pieces of the puzzle together, that's their endpoint. Xander somehow learned some kind of special spell from dragons, and then is attempting to go back in time to a certain point or something, and that it's because of this paradox. It's all very new to me and all very interesting. And you're referencing Darrow as this paradox. I'm just trying to get caught up, is all. Right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And so, and there's no mention of Darrow in the journal, Xander's other journal of Darrow, and Razir is insinuating that perhaps, or somebody, one of you said that perhaps if Darrow wasn't in this Xander's past, that's why he's not in the journal, and he views paradox as being essential, so perhaps he is trying to go back and affect something that would cause this paradox to be in his timeline. That doesn't answer the question of why he's 120 years old.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong. Darrow, Darrow. Sorry, I'm tired. Soul's your son, right? Your child.
Correct.
His entry comes after ours.
Yeah.
I don't like this place.
It comes after Xander's, and it's Soul, and then Clovis is after that, and then Zanladir, you're in here.
I am. It's not to try to dissuade you from reading my entry, which I didn't write, by the way. There's a person who's not in this journal.
Well, yeah, there's two people. There's Razir, and then there's Darrow.
Right. True. I was more referencing Razir.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, we know that Razir dies in Mount Solitude.
we do.
We know we know that Razir, whoever that person is, but these people, it signed Igneous Veil, not Black Star Lazarus.
Oh, that's a very other interesting point. All the names that are listed here are full names, except for one, and they seem to be like obviously Black Star. You're saying Igneous Veil. Is that your name?
I mean, I'm Black Star Lazarus, but I have been known as Igneous Veil in the past. The artist formerly known as Igneous Veil.
So your original name, you wouldn't say Igneous Veil is your true name, because your true name is now Black Star Lazarus, but technically you were born Igneous Veil. So that's your.
I was born Molten Rock.
I
was called Igneous Veil first.
Right, you were named Igneous Veil. It was the first name bestowed upon you, right? So that's your name. It's not the name you go by. It's not who you are, but it is for all intents and purposes, that's your name.
It's my secret identity.
Okay, but it is secret, but not in the way that you come up with a secret identity later to cover who you really are, but more so who you really are and you don't want people to know about.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So I'm wondering, these names that are listed on here, some of them, perhaps they're people that we actually know.
Like it's not us.
No.
Oh. Sorry.
No.
I thought you meant like I was
I
named
think-
Igneous Veil after this legendary Igneous Veil that's in this book, but okay, go on.
No. I'm suggesting...
Different versions of us.
Of course. From whatever this other... I'm assuming that this book has been written in by us from these alternate timelines. Because I
Might
didn't...
not even all be the same one timeline.
Right. Could be from all different ones. Different perceptions.
That's
Just...
it begs the question too, like, because I was thinking about it. He writes his name Soul, not B2. There's so I wonder if it was more his human self or his less. He wasn't a Warforged.
Did you read the entry?
I did, yes. But it's just interesting because the B2 now never refers to himself as Soul.
Well, how was it written? Was it written because B2, bless him, is a very young mind. Is the soul, did he write as a young-minded person?
It didn't sound. I didn't hear it. Never mind.
Good catch.
He didn't sound as young as B2 sounds.
Xander's old, so it could be that Xander was already old before he started messing with this conversion. I'm a burnt husk. Is that what happens when I die? Do I just burn up? Am I just getting closer to terminal,
Didn't
point
you say
of...
you died before?
Spontaneous combustion.
But
No,
maybe
no,
die
he
of
didn't-
age.
He didn't
I died
burst
of
into flame or
unnatural
nothing like that.
causes. Yeah.
I just think there's something important about the poems because what compels them to write a poem?
I mean,
Right.
true. Mine is very, very dark. It's not light-hearted.
Has anyone tried writing in it to see what that would do?
I have been thinking of what I was going to write in it.
Xander, how do you feel about writing in it?
We don't know nearly enough yet.
Why
I
is
mean,
it
this
called
is-
the Book
this
of
is-
Memories?
It's the book
Of Lost Souls.
It's the
Lost
Journal
Soul.
of Lost...
Journal.
No, Journal of Lost,
Journal of Lost
Memories.
Memories.
Lost
Lost
Memories, but it's the Journal of Lost Memories. I don't think that writing anything inside of this is a good idea as it stands. I mean, given all intents and purposes, given the name, whatever you write in it might be forgotten from yourself. It might be sapped from yourself, and you might not be able to gain it for a certain amount of time. I mean, if one of us were to go and read all of these entries, maybe we were to gain a greater picture. Maybe there's memories for us to gain from it, but we don't nearly know enough. For us to go and write something in this right now and to possibly sacrifice a piece of ourselves to this book, it's too big of a risk.
Also, keep in mind what was on that last page. That sounded a bit more like a warning than anything else.
I will not let anybody write in this book. At least not yet.
Oh, yes. And the big question is, you didn't understand the first one, right?
It's yeah. I mean
Even with
the
your
opening
magic
the
eye?
opening page is by Arendor Voss, but it's in a language that I don't understand. I mean at this point, I'm assuming that it's Veritas,
No,
but
that's a good point.
I mean, can you read it?
Well, as we've already discovered back in the locked mine, my reading capabilities of Veritas are less than
Subpar.
Great.
Right.
Get a grade school reading level.
I think Clovis has a higher chance of not being annoying than me reading Veritas.
Tim, I just thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
I have eyes of book reading.
Yeah, Eyes of the Runekeeper.
As with the Runekeeper.
I can read any language, and I still can't read it.
It's not magical, so you can read it. I didn't.
Okay.
You have to remind me of these things.
I
that
forgot about I forgot about it. So, but I was just thinking. I was like, wait, I'm reading a language. Of course I can read it. But okay.
Mhm.
Now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can just decipher all of these mumbo jumbos with my magic-y powers. I'll go and open up that first entry.
Okay. Entry from Arendor Voss. I was sent to record what the eyes remembered after the world forgot. Each lens opened to a different hour of the same day, the day we sealed it. We thought to catalog perception itself, but every reflection added another watcher, and soon there were too many to count. The pit does not hate us for seeing it, it hates that we stopped. When my body began to turn to glass, I told them to shatter me. They refused. Now I dream in facets, and every dream looks back. If you read this, cover your mirrors. The eyes do not sleep when I do.
So,
And on his page, there's a faint glint of like what looks like glass shards, like crystalline residue, like dusted sugar, tiny mirrored fragments embedded in the parchment. It's not like covering the entire page, just lightly sprinkled throughout it, which gives it a somewhat vague reflective surface of that page. Would you like to hear the poem?
no.
I don't want to just go, you know what I mean? Veritas ordered me to observe the anomaly, yet I am the one being catalogued. Every mirrored surface whispers the same word in my sleep: return. Yesterday I blinked and saw the chamber fill with light that had no source. Tomorrow, if I still have eyes, I'll try to close them.
I hate it here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually, but
No, you
Yeah,
do. It's
it
okay.
really does.
Man, this
So
book
it's-
is gonna get Xander in trouble.
So what's interesting is, again, having thought that perhaps this is in order of who got to this first, right? From one to the next to the next. The next entry after Arendor Voss is Jupiter Keepdown.
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought
that's
you
why I
guys-
said this book is gonna get Xander in trouble.
I
'cause if that
appreciated the
last
facial
page,
expressions when
if
I
that
said
last
Jupiter
page is
Keepdown
a
and everyone was like,
warning-
"What?"
Yeah, if that last page is a warning, this book is gonna get Xander in trouble.
If and when you guys ever meet Jupiter Keepdown, that's going to be the episode of episodes.
Wait, does-
Walk into the
Just
walk into
sounds
the
like- he sounds like
auditorium.
such an
There's going to be
awesome
the
wrestler,
wrestling
dude.
ring in the middle, and we'll see him there in his luchador mask.
Yes,
Glorious.
dude. He sounds like an awesome wrestler.
Quick question: would knowing someone's name make us familiar with them?
No. Also, I would like
Nice try.
Xander to make another intelligence check for another, not necessarily a hint, but kind of.
I was saying if you could try send.
Natural one. All right. No hints.
I'll
for
give you my inspiration. Ooh.
Okay.
Same DC as last time.
Are
so
you
you're
sure about
gonna be a
that?
15 DC on this.
Okay, I was just gonna let this slide. I was like, I don't think it's like, we'll figure things out later. But if you want it,
Already said it.
okay.
I live by if I said it.
I do
Yeah, I
it.
said it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
I guess we don't deserve the clue.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
1 into a 2.
Okay.
rough.
1 and a 2.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
I don't get why people wrote in this book.
Because they're nerds. Wait, no, I wrote it.
Well, I wrote in this book, and I don't I don't care about journaling.
I don't.
We haven't read them all, but the ones we've shared so far have all sounded like final words almost. Like somebody's at some sort of end of a journey and they need to leave something said.
Xander has the book right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just out, because I did have it while you guys were talking to the corpse.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Oh yeah,
I
you were
would
gonna keep reading it.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh.
keep reading it. I kept reading
That's
it while
right.
you guys said that. So you guys were
That's
doing
right.
the corpse stuff, and I was reading the book.
So,
Corpse.
Alex, it seems like you really want to know what all the entries are.
I want to know what all the entries say. If I'm being completely
So if you guys in the time, I mean, it depends on whether or not you guys are going to read any more of this. I'm going to ask everybody to take their headsets off, and I'm going to read to him what all the rest of the entries say. So it depends on if that was already going to be happening. Then Blackstar just would have had this information sooner. But it sounds like Xander's really pushing for that not to be the case.
Right, but
And-
he said this after the fact. I took the book while they were doing the corpse talking, and I said specifically,
That's
He did.
I'm
did.
ultimately what I'm saying is we will read all of them.
right,
But like we are in a dungeon.
correct. But you
Like-
guys,
We are short resting as well.
This is a
I
very
think he's
long
saying it-
hour.
Yeah.
More as a player, maybe.
This is a 3-hour long
I'm
hour.
saying this, guys. I'm saying this as a player. Okay, I'm not
Alright.
saying this as Xander. Xander wants to read this. I'm saying this as a player. We are in a dungeon. I want to read all of this. Like Tim, feasibly, how long is it going to take to read all of these?
I just told you it's like
A few
5 minutes.
Yeah.
You think reading 22 entries is going to take 5 minutes?
It's going to take less than 5 minutes to read the remainder of what's here. Yes.
A lot of the entries he said were short.
Most of them are short. I mean, the way I'm reading them in more of a grandiose way. I'm trying to put feeling into the reading of them, but they're short. They're not.
I feel like us arguing about reading them or
Taking
not is
more time
going to
than
take
them
longer
reading.
than us actually
Yes.
reading them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. This is. I'm going to say 3 minutes and 26 seconds.
All right, so we take our headphones off for 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Put them
I
back on
will- I'll set it-
immediately after.
I'll set a timer.
Yes.
No, you know what we can do. What we can do, so that we're not interrupting it, is Alex, you and I will stay on the Zoom call after the game is over, and I'll read the rest of them to you after the fact.
go.
Okay. All right. So you've.
Are we sure we want to do it that way? Because there might
I'd
be
rather-
things that,
Yeah, it could be helpful information.
I'd
stuff
rather
that
just
he might bring up.
I'd rather just read it out loud instead of have because
Yeah.
Maybe.
he's gonna eventually have to tell us.
You
or
you did that with when I asked who Zill was, so I feel like this is fair.
All right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll take
All
my
right.
headset
Yeah. Oh
off.
yeah.
All right. I'll just I'll wave when we're done. All right.
3 minutes.
You just
26
flashed us,
seconds. Got it.
Jason. All right, I'm taking my headset off.
So everybody said this is what we're doing. Everybody's taking their headsets off. I'm gonna wave when we're done. Okay.
All right.
All right, Alex.
have fun, Alex.
So I'm gonna start at Jupiter Keep Down
Okay.
because you've already heard Arendor Voss, right?
Yep.
Okay. So for Jupiter Keep Down, the entry is the constellations don't match anymore. Something below the horizon is pulling them out of place. One by one, they blink and reappear closer to the ground. The Veritas called it convergence. I think it's the sky folding in on its own reflection. I charted the movement and found a pattern. Every star is falling toward a single point beneath us. If I've done the math right, that point is this pit. And the poem reads, hours of charting, and the stars refuse to stay where I leave them. Orbital decay shouldn't happen to light, but it is falling all the same. Somewhere beneath us, something is pulling constellations by their roots. I keep telling myself it's gravity, but the numbers look like a heartbeat. For Varric Dern, this is the Varric Dern entry. Loyalty is a coin that spends itself. I kept the city breathing by feeding it pieces of my soul. Now the pit calls, and I owe it change. For the poem. Silence is expensive, and the pit paid in full. All debts clear eventually. I just wish I'd kept my name out of the ledger. When the walls began to breathe, I signed again without reading the terms. After this, there won't be enough dark left in Tel Noro to hide me. We'll skip Saralai Vale and go to the entry for Evanthus. She called me son, though I remember no mother. I was born from what was left of him, from the silence between his thoughts. The pit hums my name through the stone. I think it misses us. If you see her again, tell her I'm still trying to be human. The entry for Cassian Maestoso. You can't charm the abyss, but you can make it applaud. I performed for the silence and it learned to dance. When I die again, bury me somewhere near the sound of laughter. And the poem. Great applause tastes different here, sweet until it echoes. Overtly smiling gets harder each time the dark claps first. Doesn't every crowd end the same way? Eyes open, mouths closed. Stealth around tonight's finale. Maybe the silence will forget my cue. Garen Stonefist. The glyph hums louder when you sleep. I tried not to touch the stone again, but it moves toward me now. Boulder says it isn't real, but I buried Boulder weeks ago. And the poem. Nothing beneath Hyalus ever truly sleeps. Defiant glyphs still pulse when I bleed on stone, like a heart that forgot whose body it's in. Interestingly, these tunnels sound like breathing, like breath waiting for a throat. She, the mountain, remembers my name too clearly for comfort. Xander Adavino. Time folds here. I saw us descend, I saw us leave. One of them looked back, and everything repeated. Don't blink during the next fall. That's when he sees through me. And the poem. Hyalus. Hyalus's boulders stutter around me, pretending mercy. I don't pretend to know the future, it pretends to know me. Steadily holding the stopwatch just makes the world shake harder. Why did I see us leaving before we arrived? I think we disappointed the vision. Arendor will, sooner or later. The seconds will stop pretending to pass. Did we do Clovis?
No.
His entry. That's a sound between thoughts. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a sound between thoughts. It waits until everyone else stops talking, then speaks in my voice. I told a joke to fill the silence. The silence laughed first. His poem. Silly humor keeps the dark from noticing me, most of the time. Sit me down. It's hard to tell if the echo laughs first or if I do. Unfortunately, next time I reach into the bag, I'll keep whatever answers. Ceravax, gods, I hope it's me. And finally, Zanladir, Thalinar. They think I came here to trade. They think I still bleed like them. The pit offered me a bargain long before they arrived. A mouth for an eye, a secret for a soul. I said yes before I knew what it was. Or before I knew what I was. Now I bring them piece by piece to feed the dark that remembers my name. Tell them I'm sorry when you read this. Tell them it doesn't matter. And then beneath his entry is a darker handwriting, similar to Zanladir's, but larger and more chaotic. And it just simply reads, I am already below. His poem, Zanladir's poem. Even yesterday, the fragments sang a new verse and used my heartbeat as percussion. I've gathered them all. Let the doors open and the silence speak. The raiders only know how to use them because in using them they learned. And that's it.
Boy, howdy.
That was almost 6 minutes.
Who
So
died?
your estimation of 3 minutes was off?
I'm also trying to
there was
not pay attention to Alex's
That's okay.
face.
There was a lot. There
That's okay.
was a little bit of exposition in between
That's
some of the readings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blah.
And now Blackstar has read all of the entries.
Like a nerd.
And he does, yeah, so actually, at this point, we are returning to the moment after whatever happened last, and Blackstar has now finished all the entries. Does Blackstar say anything to the group?
No.
I think I said I was questioning why people were writing in the book to begin with. And Clovis said something to me, then I said that even I wrote in it, which I don't. That's why would I care to write in the book? And then Blackstar asked if Xander had the book. And I think that's how this started happening.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, no, you're right, because you had said what? And then I made them. Then we started extrapolating about how it got here and all that other stuff. Um, Golly, Black Star is just after he finishes it, he just hands it back to Xander. Um, it just doesn't say a whole lot. He's just thinking.
Right?
I don't know. You were saying it's not good to write in the book, though.
I mean, I don't know. It's just a hunch based on the name of the book and the way that the entries that I've read so far have read, but ultimately we don't have I don't have enough data to determine whether or not that's a good or a bad thing.
I had a thought. Um, with all this stuff about other timelines and other versions of us coming through here and leaving these entries, there's only one from each person. There ain't no duplicates. That means if more than one of each of us has been here already, they didn't add anything after the first time one version of them wrote. There's no second or third entry by any of them.
Dan
So I don't know if anybody should write more in it.
Do you think that it's by intention that perhaps all of these things are written here for a reason? Do we think that this is all random and happenstance, so that we all wrote in this in some other time because we were trying to leave some kind of cryptic message behind? Or because we wanted... I mean, so far from what we've read, and correct me if I'm wrong, Blackstar, so far from what we've read, it's just all kind of nonsense. Darkness taking over whoever's writing. It's not like the style is even from those that are here of all of us. I certainly know that, like I said, that I didn't write anything in that journal, so...
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
These writings do seem dark, but also maybe like they're written by captives, some people who have no hope beyond what they're writing, or that they've come to the end of some road. One in particular is far more disturbing than the others, and I look at Xander, and then while I'm looking at Xander, I like tilt my head towards Xanladir. And they're strange. But I don't feel any different having read them all while you guys were studying Xander's corpse, which was tons of fun to listen to.
Blackstar, are you the kind of person who, like, can see patterns and things like Xander can? Were you able to pick out anything that, looked just like it fit together, or like there's something hidden meaning in them?
No.
Or it's all just death and doom and destruction?
I mean, I'm not that kind to read between lines like that. I mean, no, I suppose not. Not for others at least. You never know what someone who writes something, what they intend for you to understand from the message. Any art is made by the artist for the artist's intentions, and for me to interpret that is it seems bold. I could try, but it might not be accurate.
All right. Just some speculation I had.
Well, what do you mean though? What?
What's your speculation if you have an idea?
Well, why would this have been left? I mean, the writing at the back said they left these words to find themselves again. So perhaps they intended, whoever they are, whether maybe some Veritas wrote all these words and just somehow had all our penmanship. How do we know that all the people that wrote in here weren't clones of all of ourselves? Somehow, or I don't know. There's a million different theories, but the writing at the back, which seems the most pertinent, says they left these words to find themselves again. I am slightly worried about if they read too long, they'll remember being written. So does that mean that those who wrote them are going to come back, or that if we read them, they'll come true? I don't know. But I'm thinking that someone smart, like, well, not to toot my own horn, but myself or Xander, were to examine the text, perhaps we'll find some kind of something. Like, why is it here? Why was it written by us? Who put it here? Where did it come from in the first place? Who made the journal?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Razir, did you analyze the journal with your magic eyes?
I did, and it was not magic, if I remember correctly.
I don't recall you doing that.
He did his.
Maybe I didn't.
I thought he did that.
Maybe you just kind of did the zone.
I did. I definitely did the dome. I don't remember. Yeah, now I don't remember if I did the book when we brought it out. I thought I did, and I didn't. But
I don't want to contradict myself, but I'm going to say that it was magic.
Okay. Yeah, it's got some magic to it.
Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense.
On second thought, maybe it doesn't have.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking. There's no reason for it to be magical. Yeah, that's my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
What I will say about
just a notebook.
Go ahead. Just a notebook.
That's it.
It's awful dark down here. It's hard to see sometimes.
Mm-hmm. He does have that seeing magic problem that he has.
Only do it briefly.
It talks about in different iterations of this being some sort of focal point, like the pit drawing things in. Like the Jupiter Keepdown writes about the constellations moving, mapping the stars and them moving and questioning why I was here, and I write about burning brightly, but the fire's inside of me, and Xander, you are similar in some ways to Jupiter Keepdown. It's just it seems like I don't know, like these are memories. Yes, it's a book of lost memories, but they're memories that we wrote down for whatever reason, but it just feels like I should know why this was written. I should know why I wrote this. I feel like I'm missing something, and maybe you two should read the book, but I just feel like there's a piece and it's going to click that these are clues left for us by us for another iteration. We go and we come back, but then why is Darrow not in it? But then Garen's in it, and Razir's not in it, and Clovis, even you're in it. And I mean, I don't know. It's my head hurts. I'm not a deep thinker.
But,
I'm a chaotic fellow. I don't. But this seems important, and I'm actually quite a fan. This will make a great story later, or a song or two or three, and I'm going to write them eventually. But
I mean,
A ballad.
but at what point does a clue matter if we're not on the same timeline? I mean, Zanladir is supposed to be dead. Like, I saw a vision of him dying when we faced that spider, right?
you're,
But that's a different reality. Like, I know that I'm on different reality timing when I'm in my visions. It could happen, it might not happen. What good is a clue to us if it doesn't happen?
Xanadir
Well,
is my name, and that's not what I meant to say. Xander. The one thing that I will say that is consistent from what we've seen is that the primary overarching things that have been happening throughout, like there being a Mount Solitude, there being a whatever this Kezarek thing is you're talking about, there being, you know, you heading to these various places. Those things are consistent. So while there are a million different varying branches that go off in different directions, the ones that are the most important are the ones that are all somewhat similar. So perhaps somebody went to here, somebody went to there. The clues left behind must be there for a reason. Something that is pertinent or overarching in this place. Why would it be in the pit? Perhaps it's a piece of information that's important to all timelines. Perhaps it's something discovered by yourself and others, or perhaps it was foreordained to begin with by some type of higher power that put it all together and wrapped it up and put it in a nice little bow for us all to sit here and question.
What, are you trying to say the gods put this here?
There's plenty of higher powers that don't need to be referred to as gods. Some might think of my transportation through doors across great distances as being godlike. I'm not a god. But perhaps it was planned.
What if, in some way, the paradox that Xander was trying to make is somehow connected to this? That's why it can walk in and walk out. Xander, I don't understand your whole ability. No offense, but couldn't you, like you did with Black Star's mother, like using materials or being around the surroundings, couldn't you do something like that, like a ceremony with this? Wouldn't that provide something using your... I also might just be making things up. I won't lie. I'm taking a stab in the dark here.
usually you're good at stabbing.
I could try, but
That's right, Clovis.
I'm definitely worried about that. I mean,
What can I do to ease that worry?
Tim, that last page, that final page,
Mm-hmm.
at least from the entries that I'm aware of and knowing my own handwriting, does that look the same as any of the entries that I've read?
I'm not even going to ask you to roll for it. No. It's not
Okay.
handwriting that you recognize or that you've seen before.
Okay.
Also, a point I just remembered when we first saw that final page, you had said it started off in a language we couldn't read, but
That was-
Xander can read it.
That was Arendor Voss's.
No,
Isn't
you
it?
said it
Yeah,
for the last page.
I
as
thought you
well.
had said that for the final page as well.
Yeah.
It started off.
Right.
I wrote all those notes to a T.
It's just Veritasian of those final two sentences,
That
and then
phrase,
Okay, it's just written
translated into
in
common.
both.
As
Okay.
I figured.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I could try. There's I mean, I don't think there's anything anybody can do to ease that worry. If there's anything I've learned from me being out here for some time now, it's that I'm unfortunately a very sought after commodity. And
Don't toot your own horn.
if I were to use my abilities in the wrong location or at the wrong time, I can be taken advantage of. At least as it stands. Maybe later on I can fend for myself a little bit better, but right now I know that I can be utilized against myself and others. And if I use this, if I induce a vision down here, my number one worry is turning out like Count Majestic. I don't know what my abilities might induce. And that's my number one concern. The number two concern is the last page of that book. And if I use this book as some sort of conduit for my magic, am I going to experience some kind of timeline overload? Am I going to know what's here or there? I don't know.
Fair enough. Well, I won't pressure you to do something you don't feel comfortable with, or if you have fears with it, you are valid in those fears. You understand this much more than I do, and therefore, it's fine. Let's not jeopardize it anymore. I vote, if anything, we finish catching our breath, and maybe we come back to the journal, and we move on. Unless there's something worth taking more time here.
Alex is making a face.
I know.
Because Tim texted him something.
Would I know that? Do I
He
know
messaged
that?
him on Discord. We all heard
Yeah.
it.
You, Black Star does not know that. No,
Okay. Why
I'm
would you do
trying.
this?
I'm trying to help as much as I can because I'm very, very proud of what I made here, and it seems like it's not gonna get solved. So, it's fine. It's really, 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 really cool. But we can. Darrow just said what he was saying, and
Well, what you could have us do is, if you don't mind,
I've already asked for multiple intelligence checks and history checks and all kinds of stuff, and you guys are failing left and right. So I've given as many hints as I can at this point. I just texted Alex on the side about something cool that doesn't really mean anything, so it's fine.
I mean, it means a lot. But Blackstar doesn't know it.
That's right. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
no, it's okay.
What
It's
did
all
I
right.
do? No. What were you gonna say?
I was going. I guess you have. So I was say you could have, but you made that point already. So
Oh.
you've already tried to give us.
I've tried to give you
Yeah.
multiple things. Yep.
Yep.
It just hasn't
So-
worked out. So no dice rolling is going to help you in this instance. I made a very, very, very hard written puzzle, and it's very, very hard. So because I made it.
Especially when we don't have the writing
That's right. You don't.
and only our own notes.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
Well, you
there's
chose not
nothing
to
we
read
can
it, but Blackstar has it all.
The one thing you forgot, Tim, is that when people play D&D, their RQ score drops by at least 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're just
I-
playing your characters.
Yep,
We'll read it eventually.
I think Darrow's in favor of finishing up the
If-
rest. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. No, you finish.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. What's your if? It's fine.
If Blackstar has shared that he has read the whole book,
I did.
the concerns
you're gonna
about
make me read it again.
yes, probably.
So that
The
was
concerns about
I mean,
reading
yeah.
it have been tested and proven non-important.
Invalid.
Yeah, invalid. So then it's like, okay, instead of you just sitting there having read this, we might as well all put eyes on it and see if anybody notices anything.
Okay.
We should just end the session, have everything put out there for us, and then have the week to think about this because my brain don't work too good like that all the time.
And we can always watch the VOD to save time.
Right.
To
And
get
I
those.
want to figure this out. I feel like I'm being pressured and that I'm dumb now because I don't know. So thank you.
Oh
So
no! You,
I can't get the puzzle.
no.
dumb,
Unless
Alex.
you were
Come on.
writing down what I was saying when I was reading it. It's not a puzzle that can be solved by hearing what I'm reading. You do have
That's
to
what I-
see.
that's what
you
I
do have
keep
to see the
thinking
words,
about.
which is why you need the notes, which I'm not going to
Right.
give to you. So go back and watch the VOD, and you can write it all down.
And I want to because I feel like
I will just raid your computer on Sunday,
No,
and then I'll copy
No.
that and send that to
no,
everybody.
because
We'll all get it.
the
Don't
answer
worry,
and all the
guys.
secrets are
I'm
here,
on the
right
job.
here, on
you
this
need
monitor,
to post
right
the
here.
VOD then like right away.
I'll edit it right after we're done. We're not ending right this second, are we?
I'm just saying. No, but
Hey,
I
he's
don't know.
saying
But
we could.
I'm saying.
Could end it right here and then have the week break to figure out.
because I
puzzles.
feel like I know how it's going to work, and I know I need to write it down. But there was no way I was going to be able to write it while you were reading, because then it would have taken like 30 minutes. Because you read quickly and me type slow. So
I read at like a
Same.
normal speed that's like, good.
yeah, quickly.
Yeah, you don't read slow.
I think it's the vote that we're gonna, as a group, we're gonna read it, so that way that gives
Yeah.
us the justification to go back and watch the VOD.
Part of the puzzle is that you are not. I know that that's like a meta puzzle, but part of it is that you don't get to see the words that I've written. You have to go and write them down yourself and figure it out.
Because it's got notes in those
I know that's
words.
a meta puzzle, and Chris, you can criticize me for that if
Yeah,
you'd like
but-
to later on when we talk.
But our
So-
characters are reading it.
That's true. That's why it's a meta puzzle, Felix.
Yeah.
And it's it's kind of wrong. It's fine. You guys can all criticize me. What I will ask is, this short rest will have concluded because all this conversation took a million billion years, and I loved every second
Yes,
of
it
it.
did.
I loved all of it.
I'm gonna click
Two
that short rest
questions. Two questions. The first question is, over the course of this short rest, Xander is holding the book while everyone's discussing everything. Does anyone, whatever it means, does anyone want to write anything in the journal?
Yeah, I want to. I was going to take time to write something down that I would put in the journal.
Okay, but Xander said he's not going to allow anyone to write something in the journal.
Xander can say a lot of things. I can get my hands on that journal if I want it.
all right. We short rested. I'm like, why is everyone rolling hit dice?
And the second question is there anything that anyone else wanted to discuss or go over? I know this is like the primary focus now, but did Garen have any like conversations he wanted to have with any of the rest of the party about anything?
No, not particularly. Not until I know what's in the book. Whenever I can read stuff.
And you'd prefer to go and watch the VOD to listen to it. You don't want me to read it to you right now. You're going to go just watch it once I upload it, right?
Yeah,
want
I
time
assume
to
that that's
write
what was.
and read after
Okay.
I've written it down.
Gotcha.
Now I have more. homework.
Did you read him all the entries from beginning to end,
No.
even the ones you had already heard?
No.
No.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when he was doing it, and I was like, okay, I got to go back and read this.
I
one.
skipped the
Yeah,
ones
we're
that
gonna
we had
have to-
already read, so you're going to have to
That's correct.
skip around.
Gross.
Yeah.
All right.
He's just trying to farm watch time on the video.
I don't know what you want from me. Okay. So as you finish this short rest, we'll come back next session, assuming that everyone in the group has read what's in the journal and can then have a conversation about what is in the journal, right? Maybe some theories, some hypothesis. I'll look forward to seeing in the Discord chat if anybody finds anything.
Oh, look at that fighter heal.
And yeah, so that is where we will go ahead and end tonight's session.